I think it showed it last night. It turns it on, as Harry Dodd said last night. And, mate, it's turned it on, and the points are getting nice and hot. And, Brendo, what's our information about that, mate?
Yeah, well, in the pro class, Adam Hughes has a slight lead at the moment. Adam Hughes sitting on 918 points. Kyle Ridley sitting in second place on 875. Michael Whiting in third on 870. There we are. ShiBBy just bringing that up for you there. As we go down the list, Sebastian Flock fourth, Daniel Byrne fifth, Ray Oliver sixth, Jake Edwards seventh, Bruce Tannock eighth, Jamie Dyke ninth, and Adam Simpson rounding out the 10 As we go over to the AM split, Andrew Lydon has again a pretty, not a huge lead, but enough of a buffer, I think. Sitting on 963, Matthew Gerard sitting down in second, 924. Ty Delaney, the youngster, sitting there with 900. Good to see him right up at the pointy end. Andrew Proctor, 882. Greg Johnson, 837. Couple of drop rounds here into play. Drivers still just finishing loading up into the session, so we still might expect a couple more, but we are now starting the qualifying session. We'll have 15 minutes of AM drivers, followed by 15 minutes of pro drivers, and of course at a long track here like Bathurst, those 15 minutes you need to make every lap count.
That's it, mate, and it looks like such a tight little battle in that AM class that, you know, we've seen it all season with Andrew Lydon just being so, you know, dominant. He turns up, he races, and it's hard racing by him, and he's done such a masterclass in the AM. But Matthew Gerard's right there, and so is Ty Delaney. It's awesome to see, and you know, Ty Delaney being the youngster getting the podium last week, Brendo, that was amazing, mate, and Matthew Gerard was such a big comeback from last week as well.
Yeah, it was definitely a special moment last week with Ty on the podium, and to have his old man jump in there as well. You could certainly see or feel the emotion between the two, and it was quite a cool moment to be a part of. And it just goes to show in the championship, and we've seen it throughout quite a few of the series here in SRW this year, it's not all about winning races, as Nathan Allen is trying to do a bit of a jump already. But yeah, it's not always about winning the races, it's just consistent performances, and I mean that's really what we've seen from Ty. When you go through his highest points haul, as we mentioned last week there, 138, that's third place. Couple of 132s, so that's fourth place, couple of fourths, couple of fifths, and that's been enough to you know, get him up near the top, and another good result here from him this week would put him in pretty good stead to round out a podium overall, I would think.
Yeah, it definitely looks like that. Andrew Proctor I think he's in the running as well. So we've got a top four battle as well, ladies and gentlemen, with Andrew Proctor. He's been absolutely on fire with these things as well. I think this is the series where he's been the strongest. Would you agree, Brendo?
Yeah, definitely. He's sort of found his own in the BMW. He seems to be driving, you know, quite controlled, quite reserved. Had some pretty good results again, sort of finishing in the top 5 most nights, or most weeks, sorry. And, you know, all those points have added up for him. So a consistent performer as well, another one to watch.
Definitely, and my runner tonight, Matthew Gerard. What a performance it's been for him. Let's talk about it. Velocity, he joined as his new team, Velocity SimLab. What a great team to join. He had an awesome run at Sandown. He went right, as we just see one of the juice cars just smashing the wall there. I think that was, I'm going to say that's Kyle Ridley. No, Brendan.
Neither should be on track right now. So
Brendan O'Neill it was. So in the Porsche,
Gerard's just got to clip the wall as well down in the dipper. Interesting. I wonder if it's an open session here for qualifying, being such a long track, because there seems to be a mix of pros and amateurs on the track. So we might have had the information slightly wrong there. It seems they are all qualifying together this week.
Yeah. Oh, there was a huge contact with David Gallo and Bruce Tannock. Coming down to the chase. Huge contacts. Jake Edwards on screen. You got to feel bad in a way for Jake Edwards, don't you? A little bit. Brendo, you know, he's had such an up and down season. He's, you know, performed so well at some tracks, but he's just dropped down because of either a little mistake or a little bit of contact with another driver.
Yeah, look, Jake Edwards is certainly one of those guys that sits up around the top, and yeah, as you say, he's had a couple of real shockers, missed a couple of weeks as well. I know the motivation in the Whitey's Pies camp sort of a bit, or the Whitey's Pies side of the Crisscross Racing team is a little bit sort of lackluster at this stage. They know they're not really in the championship, but they're still trying to come out here, get some good results. And at the end of the day, it's just a bit of track time leading into our special events that we've got coming up, and obviously looking forward to next season as well.
Well, here's another little battle in Pro, Brendo. We've got Jamie Dyke and Bruce Tannick. What a little battle that is. Our two top drivers in the whole, all our championships in SRW. You could consider Bruce one of these guys. If he gets it right, he gets it really right. He is such a guy that if you point him in the right direction, he's calm, he's got the right setup, he will dominate. And
Yeah, I mean, definitely. And I mean, Bruce has been one of those ones that we've sort of, you know, paid quite a bit of attention to throughout the series. He's had some really strong performances. He's had some really rough rounds, particularly through the middle road, America, Phillip Island, Fuji, particular. Really didn't go his way. But you know, again, one of those guys that when he's been on it, he's been up there, sort of top 5, finishing strong. And he's sitting in 8th at the moment. He's got Jamie Dyke right behind him. We know what Jamie Dyke can do. He's certainly a competitor, and I think at a track like Bathurst, where Jamie Dyke is so strong, I think that little battle is going to unfold. If we get them together on track, it could be very interesting tonight.
it definitely will be, and we'll see what happens with that. And a little shocker, Brendo. We've got the amateurs doing amazing lap times right now. They are Andrew Proctor doing a 2:05.3 in P8 right now. How's that for a lap time?
Oh yeah, look, it's incredible to see, and I mean, I think it's one of those things too. The amateur battle probably a little bit closer at the top, so I think those guys have probably had a bit more encouragement to put in the effort this week, put in the practice across the series. So a lot more time in the GT3 car at Bathurst, I think, for the AM guys. And I mean, that's going to show in the lap times, but also it's going to show in the consistency on the track. A lot of these quick guys, they tend to get that sort of mentality that, way big catch there across the top. You know, they sort of get that mentality they can rock up quick, but setting one lap time in qualifying doesn't always translate to a 90-minute race, especially at a track like Bathurst, where, as we've just seen, the margin for error just doesn't exist.
Well, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Kyle Ridley, which just on screen, just shows what kind of setups these guys have been running. Michael Whiting was talking to us last week in the green room, and he said everyone's going to have to run a car that has no downforce on it. So across the top, you're very sketchy, but down the straights, you're a weapon. And
yeah, and I mean that's sort of been the key, I suppose, to Bathurst for a little while now. It seems to be the trend, particularly in sim racing. Obviously, the repair bills aren't that expensive when you do bin the car, so the less downforce option, trying to capitalise straight line speed as we jump down to the Juice Boys, and we'll focus on Ray Oliver for a lap. He's been another one this year throughout the season who's been very quick, had some great battles, and again we've seen him in the Radicals and a couple of the other series, you know, being a constant performer in just about anything he jumps into. So we'll ride on board with Ray. He's got his teammate there providing a draft, so they come up through turn 2 up to the cutting. Oh no, he's going to let him through.
Yeah, so Brendan O'Neill just letting him go through there, the amateur of the team. But I tell you what, he's a pretty quick amateur, so we'll ride on board with him. I think we'll take the sounds and sights of Bathurst in the GT3. What a lap there from Ray Oliver. Just taking the sights and sounds of a GT3 up this beautiful mountain that we call Bathurst. You know, it's the Mount Panorama. My apologies. It's I think everyone just calls it Bathurst. You know, we think of the track, but yeah, it's the town that makes this thing alive, and what a great event it's you know, become now. And Ray Oliver last lap went straight to the top of the table with a 2:03.5. What a great lap he's done there.
Yeah, well, I mean, the BMW probably the best sounding car there as far as that grunty sort of power that it produces, and yeah, a great lap to ride on board with there. The quickest one in qualifying so far. These guys around here are actually very similar in pace to a V8 supercar.
Yep.
You know, so obviously they deliver the power a little bit differently. These things have a bit more downforce, handle a little bit better through the corners. They make their time up across the top. The V8 supercar, of course, as we know, that raw power. We see that straight line speed down Conrod and up Mountain Straight, and they make up a bit of time in a straight line. I remember a little while ago for something we did, the Crisscross boys did a bit of a speed comparison across a few cars. I think we had a GT4, the Mercedes Formula 1 car, the V8s, and a GT3. And we had our you know, top guys. They picked what they felt comfortable in, and there was only about a second and a half between the V8 supercar and the GT3. And on a very good lap, when the GT3 driver, when the V8 supercar driver had a very good lap across the top, he would actually beat the GT3 car around here. So it just goes to show, you know, very close, but very different cars to drive.
Indeed, and having a bit of experience in the V8 supercar, you definitely know around this place you've got to respect this joint in the supercar. But in the GT3, it's a track that you need to have concentration. I mean, the supercar, you need it, but when you get into a rhythm, it's like driving anything. But in these GT3s, because they're so much faster across the top, you've just got to be millimeter perfect to get like everything out of this track. And it's such a great track to be on it, and on board with another juice car. This is actually Kyle Ridley in the AM class, so doing really well there.
Yeah, I mean, we've touched on setup a couple of times already, and you know, one thing we haven't talked about is the traction control and how that plays into effect here around Mount Panorama. Obviously, V8 supercars famously no driving assist whatsoever. Here in the GT3s, you have things like traction stability control and ABS and all those sorts of good things, but probably not actually that beneficial around here. You want to be able to get that power down. The traction control can kick in. You can get traction lag as well. You know, trying to rev up the car too much. So the gearing becomes quite important. The setup in the car, the suspension, how it grips the road, all those things come into play here at Bathurst.
Yeah, definitely. You want to turn off the traction control almost. You want it as low as possible so you can just get the power down, like Brendo said, and coming down the chase now. This is where it's just absolutely crucial to get your braking point right. Turn the car in third gear across the curb, run it all the way out to the left here. Now use all that power so you can just get down to the last corner of your lap. This is all down to the last corner of your lap, and this is where it's crucial to not run off the road. And he's done very well there across the line, Kyle Ridley.
Yeah, and another factor that's going to come into play tonight that we kind of briefly touched on right at the start is the track temperature here today. So really high track temp for this one as well. So as the cars keep going, the temperature gets hotter, the day goes on. It's going to get slick, and slick on a road circuit ain't the best way to get around. So yeah, expect to see it get a bit slippery. Expect to see those times come down a little bit throughout the race as that heat wears in. Hopefully, as this race goes on and time in the sim might sort of cool down a little bit, we could get some better lap times towards the end. But at the moment, very hot surface temperature, and it's certainly going to play impact once they start racing.
Definitely that temperature you just don't even want. And I was about to say, how is this for an AM driver? This is almost a Chris Miller race. AM driver, Andrew Lydon, has jumped up to P3 with a 2:03.6. What a lap.
An incredible lap there from Daniel Byrne and Adrian Reddy. They're both up there. And I mean, let's be honest, Adrian's had some great results. He's been mixing it up with the pros for, the best part of the season. I wouldn't be surprised that his, should he get this championship, it's going to come with an instant promotion into the pros next year.
Yeah.
Because, he's already proven he can battle with the best of them.
Yeah, that's it. And, moving up the class as well, though, it won't be a massive shock to him. He'll just be versing the class above him. And I can see him next season definitely going up to the pros, and we wish him all luck, all good luck. And here's another driver that's kind of shocked the whole system. Harry Dodds jumping in the Ferrari, Brendo. We talked about this at Sandown, going, what has he done? Like, this is such a left field move. But do you think it's the right option for Bathurst?
Yeah, look, I mean, I mean, personally, if I was to pick a car for Bathurst, I'd pick the Ferrari, just because, for me at least, it handles that little bit better. It's that bit more controlled. It's a more of an aggressive driving style, whereas the BMW might be the quickest in a straight line. It sort of feels a bit boaty and slow. The Ferrari's probably a good mix. I don't need to tell you all again, I don't like driving the Porsche very much because I'm not very good at it. But yeah, for me, the Ferrari would be my sensible choice. So I think those factors have kind of played into Harry's decision as well. He's, opted to go away from the Mercedes mid-season. Something a bit more controllable, a bit more forgiving, but still has that speed. You just need to drive it a little bit more aggressively, which we know Harry can definitely do. Jake Edwards just jumps up there with an outstanding lap, 203.4, and in the Porsche as well. So, yeah, plenty of speed there in the Whitey's Pies Porsche.
I was going to say, I think this is what Jake Edwards would want, is to come home as P1. He's been so close and at so many tracks. Let's list them. Spa, he had such a great run, but just had a tiny little bit unfortunate. Fuji, like Phillip Island, that was one that was a bit of a killer. Like, there's been so many. Like, he's got the pace, ladies and gentlemen. Like, when I mean that, he'll rock up and just have the pace. But I think it's just that tiny little bit of extra bit of kick of confidence. Because when he's out in the race, he's a bit unsettled with the car. But in quality trim, he's an absolute weapon.
Yeah, and I mean, this is going to be a little bit critical, but he hasn't probably had the time in the sim that he would usually put in previous seasons. So obviously life gets in the way, and if I can take a bit of a cheap shot, he spends quite a bit of time on COD as well. So not quite putting in the hours that we've certainly seen from him in the past, and it has sort of reflected in his racing a little bit. And I mean, he's the first to admit that. So yeah, definitely got the pace, definitely got the ability, but that consistency you mentioned there, Connor, just sort of needs to redevelop.
Yeah, that's definitely indeed. But I mean, everything's down to next season, though, isn't it, Brendo? Come back stronger, harder, win the championship. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's on a definitely good championship next year for 2023. But Edwards just comes across the line again and just beats it by 3/10. He's on fire.
Yeah, and I mean, this is the sort of track of anyone where he will come out and just absolutely blitz the field. Obviously we've had this discussion throughout the season as well, that all of you Australians have a bit of a love affair with this track, and you sometimes forget that there are more than just Bathurst in the sim. But these guys put the most laps. This is probably the track they put the most laps in. But I mean, fair play to them, because it is a great track to drive, and it's the sort of track where you're constantly looking for every last 10th. There's no such thing as a perfect lap around here.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. It's even when watching the best people in the world driving around this track, they still go out there and go, I messed this bit up, I messed that bit up. There was probably another 10th in that, and you go, wow, you just set the fastest lap, of all time. But it is what it is. You'll get an apex wrong, or you'll just run a bit too hard and lose it a bit. Peter Pavlik on screen. What would you rate his season so far, Brendo?
Oh, look, I mean, I would probably say 4 out of 5. You know, like he's been there or there. He's been another one in the AMP series really that's been there or thereabouts. He's had a bit of misfortune here and there. He's found himself on the back of some incidents. Had a bit of hard luck throughout the season, but again, another very consistent performer. As we see him just run a little bit wide there on the exit of one, so that'll take that lap out of contention for him. But it's those little mistakes like that that have probably cost him just a few extra points in this championship that otherwise would see him, up the pointy end as well.
Well, he's fighting for P5 tonight, ladies and gentlemen. He's on the hunt, and rightly so. He will be chasing down Greg Johnson for tonight, so he's got to have to put a better result in than Greg Johnson. Lachlan Capel's on a really good lap here, 2 purples and a orange sector, so he's done really well. On screen now on the Beamer. See what lap time he does coming across the line. So 2 purples means he's the best on the track right now. Coming across the line, what does he do? Doesn't count, unfortunately. So he must have had an off track or a bit of contact with the wall there. So we'll get back to you when it goes back on track. But yeah, definitely hasn't set a lap time. So just a bit of contact with the wall.
Yeah, well, Lachlan's going to be one of those ones I think to watch, and you got Sebastian Flock sitting in there as well. If those boys are planning to start from the back tonight, I don't think it's going to work for them. You've got the likes of Jake, who's really doing blistering lap times. Kyle Ridley's down there in the low 3s as well. Ray Oliver's down there. Those 2 Juice boys are going to put on a show. Doddsy spends more laps around here than he does trips to his daily office.
Yeah.
Adam Hughes is a couple of seconds off the pace in qualifying, but again, he's going to be one of those ones.
Consistent though.
At come race time, he's going to be there.
Definitely, we see Hughes everywhere in the Porsche Cups. He rocks up. He'll do no practice and put such a good result in. We saw it last night. What an awesome drive from him last night. We were talking about massive mangoes, Scott and I. We had a bit of a joke about it, saying you need commitment around this joint, and that's what they've got. And you come across the top and you're just foot flat, and especially in these Porsches, which the car gets a bit loose. You got to keep your foot flat so the thing doesn't loop itself. So definitely having big mangoes around here is definitely what you want. But I'm sure you've done a few laps around here. Describe it, Brendo.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've done plenty of laps around here, and I have a very good relationship with the concrete pillars. But it's you've touched on it already, and I mean, there's not really much more to say. It is a commitment lap, and every corner you've got to give it everything. It is balls to the wall. It's foot flat to the floor. You've got to really trust the car. Where's Adam on track now? He's coming down to the Hull corner. As you come up through 2, 3, 4, 5, that kind of sector up there through McPhillamy into Skyline, you're trying to get as close to that fence as possible. So easy to nick the wall. You lose the back end, you pick up front suspension damage. There's so much that can go wrong, but when you get it right, that feeling is just amazing.
I was about to say, you're not going to believe it. Jake Edwards is on another blistering lap time.
Yeah, he is going absolute hellfire here. He's got 3 purple sectors of the 6, couple of greens, so personal bests there as well. Could be a 2.
2.9.
Yeah, 2.9.
Wow. Blistering lap time he's just done there. In the Porsche too.
I think you park it at that point, eh?
Oh, surely. And he has done so. Lachlan Capel just getting around one of the juice cars.
5 minutes to go. Just park it. That's a power move. You don't need to beat that lap time.
I
mean, you got half a second back to the juice boys. That's a massive time difference with a track like this.
Yeah. And the juice guys have been absolutely on fire. We've seen Ray Oliver in the Radicals. What a weapon he's been going up against Michael Cuttajar. He takes it to Cuttajar and goes, right, I'm going to do something different. We saw him at Winton and Sandown. What a weapon he is. He is incredible. He's improving every week, it seems like, and I think we need to really watch him over the course of next year.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I mean, this is the thing. These guys at this stage now, they're all looking forward to next year, because that's where, like, for most of them, the season's kind of there or thereabouts. Some of them aren't in the hunt for this year, so it's getting in that track time, getting in that practice, and yeah, coming back for next year stronger and better than before.
Well, while we're sitting here, Brendo, we might as well thank all our lovely sponsors in the bottom right-hand corner. They've been absolutely amazing, and DSL Welding Services for our whole season. They've been absolutely amazing. I can't say enough about them. They've been helping us so much. They're our series sponsor. They sponsor everything, down to everything. And Racecraft Simulations for our round sponsor. So thanks to all those guys, and you'll see all the other sponsors on the bottom right when we go racing. Toyo Sim, Dragon RC, Warren Brown Tools, Malware Equipment, Promo Department, and Racecraft Simulations. So thanks to all those guys. Makes it happen, and that's why Brendo and I can chat about everything and give you guys this great racing, and ShiBBy in the background, and so is Rob, and so is Todd. So thanks to all those guys. 4 minutes to go, and qualifying will end. So, mate, what are you expecting from everyone tonight, Brendo?
Yeah, well, I mean, Jake Edwards is back out on track. He's going to have another go, so that's something definitely to watch. The Daniel Burns jumped up there in front of the Juice Boys as well. He's done a 2:03.2, but still not even remotely close to those 2:09.7 of Jake Edwards. Kyle Ridley's not an AM, so that's wrong. But Adrian Loretti again up the top of the AM class. David Gallo right behind him as well. Lydon, Proctor, Gardner, Delaney. I mean, all those guys, Gerard as well. You know, I think the AM battle is going to be really one to watch tonight, more so than the pros, I think. The points are just so much closer throughout the AM field. And, yeah, look, I mean, it could really be anybody's in the pro class, but Adam Hughes, as long as he finishes strongly, I think the championship is fairly safe for him.
I was going to say, the only one that is really fighting for a position is Michael Whiting and Kyle Ridley, separated by 5 points. Brendo, that's an astonishing number. So Kyle Ridley, all he needs to do is finish in front of Michael Whiting, and that'll be P2 for him.
Yeah, definitely. 6 points or 7 points the difference on the
5 points.
No. For the positions though, it's 6 points, isn't it? 152, 142.
Yeah, roughly. Yep.
It's 6 or 7 points the difference. Yeah, so you're quite right. Either way, if the names have gone completely out of my brain. Yeah, if Michael Whiting, gets ahead of Kyle Ridley, he's got it. There's 5 points between them.
Well, right now, Kyle Ridley is sitting roughly about 6 points in front of him, so that's Michael Whiting's going to have to do something to really come back with this, but Michael Whiting's only done 4 laps, so he really needs to pull something out of the bag for tonight to move up that many positions, because that's a lot of positions around here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, those guys are pretty safe in the top 3. Sebastian Flock sitting a further 20 points behind them in 4th. For him to jump up into 3rd, he's going to need to effectively win with those guys DNFing. So, it's not impossible around here. Don't get me wrong. Anything's possible at Bathurst. Chances of safety car, 100%. But probably a tall ask, I would think.
We've seen Smash and Flock do it before, though, but it does look like he is in the session, so he could do it. We've seen it before. He's been an absolute weapon around Sandown. That was huge for him to make up that many positions and just start at the front, really, and move up. And then that was it, and won at Sandown.
checkered flags out. Kyle Ridley's got he's got a purple split, couple of greens, but I don't know if he's going to have enough. Adrian Loretti's got purple splits as well. Jake Edwards faster
Kyle
through
Ridley
sector 1. Kyle Ridley does jump up to second.
Oh, gotta hate it for Daniel Byrne. Last minute, he's just put that in. So, Lachlan Capel coming across the line. What's he gonna do? Doesn't improve, it looks like.
I don't think he's actually. I think he's deliberately tagging his times because he's not coming up on the timing screen as having laps completed. So he's obviously cutting a corner here or there to deliberately have them not count. But I'll see if I can pull him up on the iRacing. What lap times he's doing? No, he's time there either. Yeah. So Daniel Byrne coming down into, no, he's going into the pits. We've got Proctor on screen here finishing his lap. He is coming down Conrad now. He's got one green split, but doesn't look like he's improving. He goes orange again at the bottom of the kink, down through the chase. And I mean, I think the chase again is going to be another big point of contention. I didn't actually watch last night's broadcast. I wasn't home. But the chase always seems to be, you know, where the action happens, where the big passes go, the lockups, obviously all that runoff area.
Well, I can tell you a bit of information about that, Brendo. Last night, Harry Dodds actually took too much curb and actually spat him in the wall, and he actually, he almost did a flip coming down the hill. He was sideways coming down the hill, and it was spectacular to watch, but the car was absolutely ruined. But all he did was hit a bit of curb, and that was it. But that's our qualifying over, Brendo, and now to the big race, the hour and 30 minutes worth of racing.
Yeah, well, definitely. So Jake Edwards there taking pole, Kyle Ridley second place. Daniel Byrne and Ray Oliver fill out the second row. In the third row, Adrian Loretti, our AM class leader, sits ahead of Adam Hughes in 6th place. David Galo, another AM driver, up there in 7th. Harry Dodds 8th. Adam Simpson 9. Blake Delaney 10. Whiting 11. Lydon 12. Tannock will start 13. Proctor 14. Braden O'Loughlin 15. Gardner 16. Ty Delaney, a little bit down the order for him, you would think, in 17th. Matty Gerard also probably a little bit further down in 18th. Peter Pavlovic 19th. Tyler Sheaf 20th. Allen 21. Flock and Capel will round out the back of the grid. So 23 cars, 24 cars there'll be, because Vinnie Marco hasn't gridded up either. He may have, no, he's connected, so he might be, yep, he's on the grid as well, so he'll be starting from the back. Stefan and Greg in race control tonight. Greg will be in the pace car, I believe. Stefan head RC, of course.
And
sorry,
I was going to say the battle we're watching tonight is the AMS, the four-way battle for tonight. Look out for these drivers: Matty Gerard, Ty Delaney, Andrew Proctor. That'll be a huge battle on for tonight, so they all know they're going out there for a reason. And Bruce Tannock and Jamie Dykes, a bit of a battle in the Pro-Am. Ray Oliver and Daniel Byrne, that's a battle. Sebastian Flock and Kyle Ridley and Whiting. So there's quite a few battles, so we've got to keep up with all of those battles, and we'll reflect that at the end of the race.
Just as you were saying that, Bruce Tannock and Jamie Dyke battle, it's going to be a pretty one-sided battle. Jamie Dyke's not here.
Oh, wow. That's a... Yeah, okay. So Bruce Tannock's got Jamie Dyke, and that's one of the battles knocked off. So that's a good thing for us, Brendo. So now we're going to take...
one less to worry about.
Yeah. So they're gonna lead the field away. This is our last time ever for the season. You know, last time we'll be here for this season. We'll be wrapped up after this race. What a season it's been. Jake Edwards is going to be our pole setter for the last qualifying here for the DSL Welding Services GT3 Mini Endurance. So we're going to go green. Jake Edwards has got the field, and here we go. Last time at Bathurst for the season. Let's see what happens. Anything could happen. And they're green. Kyle Ridley gets a great start on this side of Jake Edwards. His teammates right there as well. The Kittens cars. Adam Hughes has already made up a spot. Past one of the Kittens. Down to turn
one. One of the Pixie cars spun in the background. I think it was Blake.
Oh, unfortunate there. So now we're back up to the front. Jake Edwards has got a great start, leading the field away. But it's time for him. He's got no teammate up there right now. Adam Hughes is just a little bit further back, so he's got to keep that in mind. He's got no protection, not like all the rest of the rounds. As Ray Oliver goes up the inside of Andrew as Loretti. Great move there at turn 2.
Yeah, Loretti not holding anything back there. He just needs to finish in good position in the AM class, but you know, we've talked about him already getting that promotion up to the pros. He's going to have no issues next year. He's racing the same guys already, but this next year it's going to count.
Yeah, it was Daniel Byrne up the front, just dropping back, and Loretti's just sitting right behind Dodds now. Loretti trying to really try and get through, but Adam Hughes is right behind Daniel Byrne. That's someone that you do not want behind you, that's for sure. And we were talking about the temperature before, Brendo, and I wonder how the Porsche's going to deal, because I can already see a bunch of cars wiggling around.
Yeah, well, I think the tyre game's going to be massive contact up to the top of Forrest's elbow there, just off the back of the screen. We didn't quite catch it on stream. But David Gallo has eaten the wall. It looks like he's going to get it moving, so we might avoid the safety cars. Tyler Sheath slips through there. Yeah, it looks like he is going to get it back around. He'll have plenty of time to regather that and pull it back to the pit lane. But yeah, what were we talking about before that happened?
I was talking about the tyres, but
oh, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, I think.
Make a move. Sorry.
Yeah.
Shut the door. One of the fishy cars at the back there. Good move from Flock there, trying to make a move. That's on Ty Delaney as well, so I wonder if something's happened to Ty.
I think Ty may have been the car that went around on the start line. It was one of the fishy cars. It was either Blake or Ty. Couldn't quite tell.
Doesn't look healthy.
Yeah, but going back to those tyres quickly, you know, at the moment they're going to be cold tyres on a hot track, so it's just not going to gel. They'll come up to a sweet point, and then I think they're going to start cooking. So tyre wear, you know, isn't usually too bad around here, but with these track tension tyres, they are big contact. Oh, no, not big contact, but a bit of a wiggle there.
That was Bruce Tannick. Tannick has went into turn 2. He's had a huge crash with Lachlan Capel. So that's very interesting. Capel coming through the field, and we'll get a replay of that coming up. But that, I just had a look at that for myself, and we'll go back on it and have a look. On screen now, Lachlan Capel, he's up 3 positions already. Sebastian Flock up 5. These are our big movers. So Jake, I feel bad for Bruce Tannick though. Really though, he's been an up and down all season, and that's not what he wants to end on.
Yeah, well, Lachlan Capel's really shot up through the field. You know, starting from the back up 14 positions into 9th now. And yeah, a little bit of contact there with Bruce. Could have been a little bit of a carry on from the Dodds and Hughes. Lock up, little tap there, just a bit of a reaction from the two. But yeah, we'll see if we can load up that replay, and we'll see if we can unpack what's happened there as they sort of start to train out a little bit. Yeah,
so on screen now, Marco, he's going to try and make a move around Ty Delaney here. He's got quite a bit of damage on there, Ty Delaney. I feel bad for him because he's going to have to do something really good on Matty Gerard to try and get P2 for this season. Coming down the chase now.
And Lachlan Capel has been issued a black flag for cause of incident there with the 31 car of Bruce Tannick. So we'll see him through the lane.
Flock up the inside now, Matty Gerard there. Pretty solid move. Gerard's going to be on the outside, so he does have a better run, but he's backed out the tiniest little bit. Good move by Flock there, moving up the field.
Be Capel in the pit lane there as well as Nathan Allen rejoins the track from his damage after his lap 1 incidents. Harry Dodd's now trying to get a move over on Daniel Byrne, comes up the inside of 2. No, doesn't quite commit to it, sticks him behind. If you haven't got the overlap going into the braking zone, you don't really want to lunge there.
Dodge just needs to be very patient with this right now. He doesn't need to move up a heap of spots right now. He's in a really good position of the pros. He's in P6 for the overall and pro. So he really just needs to stay where he is. So coming down to the grade, over the top now. Awesome sound from that Ferrari V8 twin turbo, and it's went around! Bang! Oh, he's hit the wall. That's huge contact. It's actually crabbing. He's really broken that car. Oh, coming down the hill. He's going to have to tow. There's no way he's driving that thing back. Oh, this is going to be dangerous.
So they've called local yellows up there across the top.
Oh, don't move, Dodds.
Oi, fishy
that was
car.
close.
Doing very well to avoid.
Nathan Allen getting on the radio as well. Oh, that car's destroyed. Michael Whiting and one of the Kinton cars having a battle here now. That's Adam Simpson. No, that's Daniel Byrne. My apologies. That was very close.
That was
almost
very
contact.
close.
Almost.
Michael Whiting there, we mentioned it a bit earlier. He sort of said the plan was to run zero downforce, and you can see that car very, very unsettled coming into the braking zone there at the bottom of the chase.
Yeah, he did talk about that, and I'll tell you what, he's flying, and having that engine up the front means he's not as wiggly as the Porsche and the Ferrari, and we saw the Ferrari just absolutely loop itself there, so unfortunate for Dodds. Now he's still crawling back to the pits. Jake Edwards just got the fastest lap time of the whole session, so great lap time by him. He did a 2:04.5, so he's already on fire. And Blake Delaney's had a bit of an incident, so we actually need quite a few replays now. It's racking up a bit of a list here. So, ready here, P1, very comfortable lead by 5 seconds. Just sitting behind Whiting now.
Yeah, good place for him to be. There's been another little incident at turn 2 at Griffin's as well. Didn't quite see who that was. Someone's gone around. Looks like everybody's got through, but yeah, certainly plenty of action on track, and there's plenty of battles around the grid as well. So plenty of action here in this early stages. Gerard on the back of Nathan Gardner.
Yeah, Gerard really just trying to finish out this championship, isn't he? Like he just needs to gap Ty Delaney, and he's in a pretty good spot for P2. That'd be a great result for him, for the Velocity guys and himself, coming in as our P2 champion. So coming down the hill now, down to Forest Elbow. This is where you can get the good exit. So in front of him, Nathan Gardner gets a really good exit, the crisscross. So back to this action. Loretti trying to go up the inside with the BMW. Let's see what happens. Any contact? Oh! Almost contact coming down the hill. I've almost seen that too. We've seen that twice now, Brendo. How close can you get?
Oh, mate, Loretti had a great run coming out of Forest Elbow. Had the draft, had the slipstream. Poked his nose maybe just a little bit too early, got onto the wrong side of the track, into the braking zone, and yeah, they're certainly playing fast and loose with racing room down there at the bottom. But let's be honest though, they're showing each other quite a bit of respect still, even though they are racing quite hard and close.
Indeed, and Matthew Gerard and Gardner had a really good battle, and Matthew's just got around him now. Have a look at this, two Juice Boys going at it.
Yeah, switching positions there. Ray Oliver's going to take second place. He's up 2 positions from his starting grid, so perhaps they've decided that Ray might have a little bit more pace, see if they can play the team game and close that gap up to Jake Edwards. He's currently sitting 3.5 seconds up the road all by himself at the moment. We've seen those Juice Boys throughout the season work together. We saw it really cost them at Sandown, I think it was, when they took tyres.
No, it was Fuji.
No, that was Fuji, sorry. That was Fuji.
Yeah, I tell you what, they could do pretty well here. All they need to do is get Jake Edwards, and they're doing pretty well.
Yeah, definitely, and I mean, you know, we've already sort of drawn attention to the fact that Jake's not really up in the championship battle, but it is, I think, 6 points, you know, evenly spread throughout all the grids. So providing you beat them by X number of positions, you don't really get any bonus for finishing first or second as such. We don't have the 0x bonuses here in the GT3s like we do in the Radicals and the TCRs.
Yeah, exactly. And Smash and Flock hit the wall coming out of the Forest Elbow. But here's a little battle on screen here now. Liveretti fighting for position. Down on Whiting. Oh, really good move. He's put the nose up. Does Whiting give him enough room? Yes, he does. Bit of contact. Oh, Liveretti and Whiting got together. Oh, that was so close.
Yeah, racing very hard, these two, trying to get the inside. And interestingly, Kyle Ridley dives into the pit lane. So
very early.
Alternate strategy in the making here, I think, from Ridley.
Very, very weird strategy to go, but I guess you get some clean air. But I thought the teammates would want to try and work together, but we'll see how that strategy goes. We'll go back to this battle, shall we? So Whiting's actually gaps Liveretti coming up the hill. So now Adam Simpson, his teammate's going to be following right behind, trying to make a move on Liveretti.
Yeah, well, there's a bit of a yawn there. That's not the first time we've seen Adam Simpson and Michael Whiting work together throughout the season as well. Those boys have had some great little battles and what's the word I'm looking for? You know, teamwork kind of partnerships throughout the season. Yep. They've brought the best out of each other and worked their way through some fields. So again, we're going to reference it a million times this broadcast, but. You know, all these drivers know this track, and when those two boys do get together, they will know exactly what lines they're taking, exactly where their braking points are. They'll be able to run some pretty consistent laps together, I would think.
Michael Whiting's probably done thousands and thousands of laps around here, doing all the Bathurst 1000s as he's done. So he'd be very confident around here. Nathan Gerard on screen now.
And I mean, that's what kind of surprises me about Kyle. Sorry, that's what kind of surprises me about it's what kind of surprised me about Kyle Ridley as well, because I would have thought the Juice boys would want to run together a little bit, but instead they've chosen to split. Kyle's not come out necessarily in clean air. Wait, he's got a contact with the wall there. Liveretti using all the racetrack. He's up the inside this time. He's going to get the move done though. And
Whiting comes back. Let's see what Adam does. Is it 3-1?
Good.
Oh, look how good it is! Fishy versus Kittens! Oh no! Liveretti in the wall now. Let's see what if we get a replay of that. Our lovely producer.
Hate to sound like the devil's advocate, but you could kind of see that coming, really.
Yeah. DSL Whiting Service replay, our first one of the night. Whose fault's that?
It's hard. It's really, really hard to call.
We can go back a little bit more.
Liveretti had the momentum. We need to rock that first contact. The question is, does Liveretti turn left down onto Whiting first? And that's what race control will be looking at. They'll be looking at the telemetry of both of the cars, more so than the contact, because side-by-side racing like that, the contact. That's racing. Rubbing's racing. They'll be looking at the telemetry to see what's caused that. Liveretti's obviously had the speed, but it's the telemetry leading up to the incident that will determine race control's call there.
So we're going to have a look at the replays. We'll go back through them. So David Gallo. Let's have a look at what happened here, because we did see this. Coming down to Forest Elbow, you feel so bad. And we were talking about the track temperature before, and it's just snapped.
It's a huge snap.
I've never seen it like that in the BMW.
Yeah, that's really just come out of nowhere. He hasn't even turned the car. It's not like he's even turned the car the other way. It's kind of let go as he was coming around the previous corner.
Maybe the differential had a lock up. Let's have a look at his gears. Did he smack it right down? Oh no!
Nah, it's just let go. And then
I've never seen that.
That is the bizarrest crash I've ever seen. And then as he's tried to catch it, obviously it's just gripped up, and passenger from that point. That has to be one of the weirdest little incidents I've ever seen. Whoa, big moment from Tanak and one of the juice cars
That's Kyle
in the
Ridley.
sand as well. That's Kyle Ridley coming out
Oh, that's
of
his
his
night
pit
done.
lane. That could be Tanak done.
Kyle Ridley actually. Oh, let's go. Well, let's walk through it. So Bruce Tanak and Kyle Ridley. Kyle's came across,
Yeah, he's come off
and
that
have a look at
curb.
this. And he's
Whoa!
fully rolled it. Oh,
And
saw that with.
31 has requested a tow as well, so that should trigger the safety car. Yep, and it has done. Safety car now called. That was huge contact with Bruce Tanak and that Repco sign there on the fence.
How was Kyle Ridley coming back down the hill though? That was huge. He was
think-
rolling.
I think the roll actually may have scrubbed some of his speed off. He probably got a little bit. He probably got away with it just a little bit. So
Yeah.
we are 16 minutes into this 90-minute race. Car's going to disappear in a second as he's had his permission to tow.
Oh.
So Greg Barber, our promo department safety car driver, is sitting at the end of pit lane, and he will be looking to pick up Jake Edwards as he comes around over the control line. Where's Jake at the moment, coming down through the kink and into the chase?
I'd go for a pit stop now.
Yeah, I think it's sensible, and I mean tyres as well. You know, we've already sort of referenced a couple of times. Tyres are going to be a bit heavier wear than normal here, and I think all the drivers are probably going to take the same kind of strategy here. Save the tyres, take tyres. It's worth the time.
Well, we saw Porsche Cup and Radicals. The Porsches, the 1.9 guys versus the whole field almost. The 1.9 guys, we actually figured out they were running 5-wing compared to everyone else, but it saved the tyre having a bit more wing, so a bit more downforce would actually save the tyre. So Jake Edwards, obviously having the Porsche, I wonder if he's got more downforce across the top, so he doesn't loop it. So that's a thing to watch out. Yeah, no tyres. Ooh.
Yeah, potentially, and I mean, you know, these guys will know, you know, what their tyre health is like, obviously, whether they want to take them and when they want to take them. They're probably going to be counting on a second safety car too, because, you know, to be fair, I think it's going to happen. So we sort of run through the field. Daniel Burns coming out of the pits, Michael Whiting, Lydon, Loretti, Gardner, Delaney, Ty, and Mark Rowe as well. They're all exiting the pit lane, joining the train.
This really helps Lachlan Cable get back in the mix as well. He had a black flag before, so he's back in the mix.
Yeah, well, I mean, Jake's done quite well, really, when you look at sort of who's stayed out and who's gone in. So Jake's come out in third place overall. He's got Adam Simpson and Flock ahead of him, not pitting. Proctor and Gerard, who are both in the AM class, opting to stay out. Adam Hughes has done quite well out of that. He's up into what I would say now provisional second place, with Ray Oliver and Capel behind him. So it has shaken up the field a little bit.
It definitely has, and it's not a bad strategy to actually stay out, because now if you box a bit later, obviously you're going to be putting more fuel in. Here's a replay from before to see what our safety car came out for. This was huge.
Yeah, that's probably one of the bigger contacts you'll see tonight, and Kyle Ridley's car there just biting the sand and rolling straight away. Never really rolls that violently, kind of just upside down, but yeah. And you'll probably answer this question better than I can, but would a full tank of fuel cover a couple of tires?
I don't think so. No, it wouldn't. So
about 40 seconds for two. I'm pulling a number out of thin air, but I'm fairly sure that's accurate.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're actually pretty accurate there. So I like what Flock and Adam have done. It is a good move to stay out, get track position, and when you do stop, you get clean air, right? That's great. but now they're up the front. Sebastian Flock is a very fast driver. We've seen it over the past. He's got Adam Simpson in front of him, right? So he's if Adam is the cork in the bottle, so he needs to pull away from Flock, but Jake Edwards needs to stay with Flock though. So it's really interesting how these strategies are going to pan out, and I'm hoping they clash back together at the end of this race because it should be really interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Nah. Jake's Jake's key, as you say, is really to stick with the field. We're going to have one more lap under safety car. We're just pulling up another replay there.
So this is Bruce Tanek.
Bruce Tanek joining the train. So Bruce and Lachlan there rejoining the train.
So this is why Lachlan Capel got the black flag in the first place. Yeah, that's not on. Yeah, wow.
Oh no, that was a replay from earlier. Whoops, that was.
Yeah, yeah. So this is at the start of the race. So this is why Bruce was so far down the field.
Yeah, and I thought that could have been a reaction to Dodds and Hughes having a bit of a moment there, but that was well clear by the time those two got there. So yeah, Tanek certainly lost a few positions out of there, and I know I didn't catch the conversation, but I know that Lachlan was trying to sort of not argue with race control, but sort of put his 5 cents. Put his 5 cents worth in, and he sort of very clearly sent up a gap that wasn't really there as we watch it on the replay.
I don't think it was there. He wasn't even halfway up when contact was made, so yeah, I don't think that was on at all. So Craig Barber leading the field, or no, Stefan McCartan. So he's
Stefan's in the safety car.
Yeah, a bit different.
Yeah.
I feel like race control's just all crisscross at this point.
Tonight it is, yeah. But I mean, what you have to admire about SRW though, and I'll say this, is like throughout the admin team and the broadcast team and the race control, there's actually a pretty fair representation of most teams. You know, we've certainly been involved in leagues in the past where it's been a single team or a couple of guys, and it sort of becomes, you know, their way or the highway. And what I have to admire about SRW and sort of having been involved in sort of some of the behind the scenes stuff is we have a pretty good representation across at least 4 or 5 teams, as well as a few privateers. And that really creates good discussion, fair discussion, and, you know, any decision that's made, obviously the chief admin has the final call, but there's input from all aspects, and I personally feel like it's listened to and considered, and it makes for a great environment. And I think that shows in the fields that we get, and the quality of the fields, and the type of drivers that we get, the level of competition. You know, all those little things really add up to the big pitch that is SRW, and it makes it such an enjoyable league to run.
Yeah, I think you've just explained everything there. You couldn't have done it any better. Yeah, I think we've. Oh God,
I'm not going to lie. I was expecting it.
Oh. No, that's a Scotty reply.
Yeah. So, yeah, definitely a Scotty reply.
Oh, massively. Yeah, and you don't have to work with him on Thursday nights. It's terrible.
Oh, mate, you sound like you're not enjoying it.
We have our nights.
Scotty's always a good time.
Yeah. Oh, not when you get bullied, but it's definitely
that's when it's a really good time, because you just start giving it back to him.
Oh, mate, trust me, I do. Stefan McCarthan just leading the field away and driving away now. Little GT4 McLaren.
Yep.
No BMW.
Keeps it on the road, so already better than Tyson.
Oh, I heard a bit of a crash or a blown engine. I think someone popped their engine.
Yeah, couple of drivers popped on the radio there. Didn't really catch anything though, but Delaney had an off track, it seems. But Adam Simpson will take control of the field coming down into Hill Corner. No weaving. No, you can overlap, of course, but as long as it's no passing before the control line. So Adam goes off the apex, green flag once more, and it will be Adam Simpson leading Sebastian Flock with Jake Edwards up and behind, and Hughes trying to get a move over Gerard. Further down for 5th place, Adam Hughes, of course, as we mentioned, sort of provisional second right now of the cars that are pitted.
Yeah, Hughes moving up. That's a huge mover and shaker. We talked about him being a bit further back tonight, but here's a good little pack. Look at this.
Yeah, Cable stuck his nose up the inside as well. He's got right on the back of Hughes, and he's made that pass. But yeah, a little bit further back, we've got Dodds, we've got Braden O'Loughlin as well. A couple of boys in there, side by side.
This is awesome. Bit further down the pack, we don't really end up seeing these guys, but down the pack, Dodds making up a position. Well done, Dodds. Was crabbing coming down the hill, so well done to Dodds getting that thing back there. So he's going to try and make up a few positions.
Yeah, I certainly think he's carrying a little bit of damage. Jumping on with Tyler Sheep there, running a livery this week. Don't know who his painter is. He's got some skills though. Check that thing out.
would you like to...
Tyler! He's gone and done the commentator curse. Oh no!
That was a huge... If that's a cork in a bottle moment, I don't know what is. Have a look at this. Look at the checkup. Delaney, Bruce, juiced. Oh!
And being a Porsche, that rear end shunt has probably given us...
Flock's off the road! Flock just got rotated down the chase. Let's have a look at this.
And the worst part about it for Flock is he's done it all himself, but then immediately after that, the safety car has been called for Tyler Sheep's incident. So he's also requesting a tow, I think, at this point. But he will lose those positions. His safety car was called after the incident.
Have a look at this. You were talking about Sheaf with his paint. That paint's not looking too good now. Oh, look at Delaney.
Yeah, Delaney really hit that wall hard.
That was, crabbing too.
Yeah, so Blake Delaney will be in the pit lane again.
Never seen a walk. I've never seen a fish walk sideways before.
Yeah, no, typical commentator's curse there.
Yeah.
And just as I was about to give myself some self-praise and give Toddy a bit of a wind-up, Tyler Sheaf there absolutely nails the wall. And look at the checkup.
So here's Bruce. Bang.
Nowhere to go for Bruce.
No.
Is that Ray Oliver or Kyle?
That would have been...
Kyle? And then towards the back?
I'm going to say that's Kyle, yeah.
Yeah, Kyle, yeah. Sort of avoided the first incident and then really had nowhere to go. And then that battle pack of Dodds and Galo and O'Loughlin sort of show up. And they do quite well to get through. But yeah, Blake certainly took a good whack of damage there.
Yeah, the rear axle would be broken on that thing. But
yeah, very short safety car too, already in this lap, the call.
Yeah, wow, very short. Oh, commentator's curse, Brendo. You just had to open your mouth, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, look, I was sort of I decided that I noticed that Tyler didn't have a paint throughout the last few weeks, and sort of decided that I'd get a bit creative and do a bit of a wind-up for Toddy, and then of course Toddy's not here, but I did paint a very special livery on Tyler's car just for just to poke some fun at Toddy. Of course, all of his company logos all over the side of it. So when Chief gets back out on track, we might need to see if we can find a bit of time and showcase that one.
But the commentator's curse, I've always been saying it is a real thing. It is genuinely a real thing. We open our mouths and something happens.
Yeah, well, I've got another one of my paints in the grid tonight, but I think after seeing that, I might just shut up and not mention it.
Yeah, that's always a good option, so Stefan's just going to drive off. Who's your other person, Brendo?
We might We might just wait for the next safety car, eh?
So Stefan just leads his little GT4 away. That was only a lap after the safety car too. Wow.
Yep,
Cold tires.
another successful pit entry for the safety car.
Great
You got to applaud a safe safety car entry.
A safe safety car.
Oh, mate! Every safety car we've had this season since Tyson's crashed, I have to bring it up. It's just the rule.
Poor Tyson. So Jake Edwards.
Oh, he's probably over it by now, but I just love bringing it up. It's funny.
Look at Jake Edwards. Look what he's done. Up in the P1 again. Adam Hughes not far behind at all, and Andrew Proctor right behind as well. Proctor in a great spot. Coming across the line now for lap 13. Does Hughes make a move? And he does.
Yeah, Hughes
dive
goes early. And this is where we're going to see those two crisscross boys really come to their own. So, you know, Jake and Adam, both Porsche specialists, I suppose you could say, is
Look at
like people on the grass trying to get a pass lane 3 wide up Mountain Straight.
Flashing his lights too.
Yeah,
that was not called for.
No, he's getting a bit too eager, I think, to get through the field. Needs to just take his time. He's got another hour to go, so there's no point in doing anything too stupid this early on. But already we've seen him making a couple of risky moves that he probably doesn't quite need. And Kyle Ridley gets a drive-through penalty incident with car 31. That was the big crash that we saw down into the chase where Kyle ended up upside down a few laps ago.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Yeah, as if the damage wasn't penalty enough. However, Bruce Turnick did turn out.
Up the inside. Oh, you only see that a couple of times. Too wide down the skyline. Great move.
Yeah, certainly not the #1 place on track I'd pick to go too wide. There's not a heck of a lot of room up there, and those concrete walls come in pretty fast.
Proctor. What's happened to Proctor?
So he's on the radio calling in a potential incident there at Forest Elbows. So, you got anything up there, ShiBBy, or? Right, so potentially a little bit of a contact with Adam Hughes. Oh, and the kitten cars come together in Hill Corner.
Oh no, that Murray's!
No, yeah, Murray's, sorry. Yeah, Murray's, yeah, sorry, I got that wrong way around.
Oh, rejoined the track pretty safely.
Yeah, I do question if he's held the brakes there, though, because he did look like he come back on the track backwards. So, another one, I think.
Oh, around really again!
He's around again! No. Oh, and this one has been upside down. Was that Kyle Ridley again?
No, that's Brendan O'Neill.
I just saw the juice colours and reacted, but yeah, no, you're quite right. Brandon O'Loughlin this time, off track and sideways. So,
is that a safety car?
Well, I mean, it should be a safety car.
DSL Welding Services replay. God, how much do we need to unpack today? This is huge. Last round. So
yeah, well, they're certainly driving committed, that's for sure.
Yeah, I was talking about commitment. They're committing. Oh, so David Gallows actually came back on the right when Peter was there.
So that Peter Pavlik not really at fault there. David wasn't clear. Braden O'Loughlin sort of didn't have time to react, really. And that is the result. So, yeah, safety car has been called yet again and is sitting at the pit exit. So I think, given how this is kind of all played out, it probably will just be, you know, safety car comes out and goes straight back in, I would almost think. Just re-gather the field, have another restart, because they kind of haven't really had too much involved, and I don't think we're going to see too many people diving into the pit lane. I say that as
So
Lachlan Capel goes in, but
this is one of the best moves we've seen all night. What a move this is! So shoes up the inside. This was at the start of the at the end of the safety car.
mm, the one Proctor was calling in was at Forest Elbow.
Have a look at this. No, so look at this. So I actually want to get a bit of it. Oh, what was that?
Yeah, Lachlan Capel there trying to pass on the grass and then going 3 wide up the hill, but
Yeah, wow, that's aggressive. Almost having a little bit of contact with Matty Dry there as well. A lot going on tonight, ladies and gentlemen. A lot.
Definitely. I'm surprised Jaron actually spotted the new paint yet, because it's pretty obvious.
Is it on a crisscross car?
Of course it's on a crisscross car. Who else would it be on?
Okay, so it's Adam Hughes.
Yeah, Hughesy.
Yeah, right.
So last week,
another paint for Hughes. Not like he's been changing them up every week.
I mean, you might recall last week, Connor, you called me out for some shameless plugging.
Yes, indeed I did. Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
well, if ShiBBy can jump to Adam's car, I got some more shameless plugging to do.
Right, let's see if you can mess it up this time again, shall we?
No, well, actually, this.
But we probably should.
We've just got to shut up the promo department car a little bit longer first. But an interesting point you bring up though, because this is kind of the point that I was making. So obviously next year, this is a bit more. No, this is a bit more league promotion. It's not even about crisscross. You know, next year SRW has a genuine opportunity here with network television in Australia. So the point that I was going to make was like teams and privateers now have a real opportunity to get real sponsors paying real money to not only showcase themselves but also showcase local business and obviously sim racing businesses and other little community sort of things. So what I've gone and done with Hughesy's car tonight is I've actually put on Eco Homes Wangotiki, which is one of my mates' companies. He builds tiny homes and affordable housing, and just completely for free I've gone and chucked it on there tonight as a bit of a proof of concept, because he gets a free plug and I get to make a point about teams and drivers having this real opportunity to use the broadcasting that we've got, to use all these developments we've got next year with TV, and of course ShiBBy's probably, if he can chuck his mic on, he's probably a little bit more educated at it than me, but there's a genuine opportunity for drivers to really promote and showcase and step up a little bit and make it a bit more professional.
Well, yeah, so I have turned my mic on, and you're 100% right, Brendo. With us moving to just the start with free-to-air TV, looking at 2 different states at the moment. So we are confirmed with Channel 31 in Victoria, and it is a massive thing for all our drivers and even the team that works on board with our broadcast. It is a huge thing to get us out there in the real world, because people don't understand esports as much as real sports. So the more we get out there, show what these guys can actually do, it just promotes them more and more and more. So, we want to work with all the teams behind SRW. We appreciate all the teams coming on board, and it's why we love giving them the airtime they deserve. So,
and the shameless plugging as well, Brendo.
Hey, mate, it's just doing the job, and I mean, to that effect, like I was having a bit of a chat with Tyson earlier on in the week, and he was telling me about his sponsors, and I told him to send me a bit of a written thing, but he didn't. So I'll do what I can remember. But he was saying that Cowie, one of his drivers, obviously, your broadcast partner on Wednesdays as well.
Yep.
He is one of Performance Sim Racing sponsors as well. You'll see it on Dodsy's car if ShiBBy can flick that through. So it's real money we're talking about here. Yes, it's a game, and yes, it's a simulator, but these guys are, and they're not chucking in big bucks, but it's enough to get these guys out here paying their entry fees. Obviously the Juiced boys get their you know, free boxes of energy drink showing up at their doorstep as well. I think that was sort of somewhat of their arrangement, from what I've heard. But you know, so there is a bit of, you know, genuine business involved in it, and it does create opportunities. And obviously for the likes of Cowie, he gets a bit of promotion for himself, and you know, me putting Eco Homes, which admittedly is a New Zealand company, is not going to get too much Australian business on Australian television. But you know, it just showcases, you know, what broadcasting has to offer teams and businesses and drivers.
Yeah, definitely, and it's great to be on Channel 31 coming up. This is an awesome opportunity for us as a league, and for all the teams to grow as a whole big happy family. And yeah, it's great to have them on board to so we can broadcast our amazing broadcasters, and yeah, see what happens from there. So
And get yourself a Whitey's pie; they're delicious.
Oh my god! I knew you were gonna do that. I was waiting for it.
Right, just ship me one in the mail, Brendo.
Hey, I've not even had one. They won't
Then
ship
how
them to
do
Australia.
how do you promote that they're delicious if you haven't had one?
Oh,
controversy.
The boys tell me all the time they're delicious, but they won't ship one to New Zealand because apparently, you know, it takes time to get here and it'll go off. But
what about WA?
I'm sure we can get one out to WA for you.
Oh yeah, righto. We'll send one over. Adam, I'll send you my address, mate.
Alrighty, well, the safety car lights have gone out. Stefan McCartan, our safety car driver for this evening, speeds away from the field. And once again, Jake Edwards will take control of the field. And while we're shamelessly plugging the hell out of Crisscross here, we've got 2 Crisscross cars on the front. And expect to see these boys really start to work together now. And, you know, we've sort of talked about it with the Fishy boys and the Juice boys working together. These boys will bring out the best in each other. You can guarantee that. They're going to put on a show. We're looking forward to one heck of a restart here. Definitely.
And seeing Michael Whiting there, not too far at all. He's, I'm sure he's keen to have a bit of a bite out of the Crisscross boys there. So, and Andrew Proctor, what a drive for him, leading AM right now in P2. What a drive! So we're going to see all this happen. So the Crisscross boys are going to lead us away for the 3rd time. Lap 16. Already gone. What a great jump from Jake Edwards and Adam Hughes. They went really early. Let's see if Michael Whiting can make a pass around Proctor now. Proctor will hold Whiting up just a little bit, but there's a huge gap between here. And have a look at this. Loretti in the wall.
So our AM class leader gets it wrong on the restart. Doesn't even cross the control line. No, series leader.
So Loretti just having an incident there, and up front, Andrew Proctor and Am just still trying to cover off Whiting, having a good battle up there. Nathan Garden in P3 of the Am.
Oh, you're right.
So Matthew Gerard
Don't mind
just leading up through the cutting. and Peter Pavlik just leading up the field. Oh, you gotta love it. You know,
hey, I'm allowed to get some things wrong. Come on, I got the shameless plug right. I'm allowed to get some stuff wrong now.
Yeah, for once. All right. Lachlan Capel and P9 coming down the field, coming up through the field in P9. Oh, huge check up there. That was a massive check up there. Just sitting behind one of the Juice cars there. Michael Whiting making a move on Proctor now. Let's see what Capel can do out of the exit though. He's got a good run. And
Michael Whiting's had a black flag for his responsibility in the incident. Lap 13, last turn. So,
that's
going to assume that's the restart.
Loretti. So I'm going to say it's Loretti. That's what's happened is with Whiting. So we'll keep moving on and see what happens with Whiting. Whiting's got a box. That's so unfortunate. He was in such a good spot there. So now he dropped down the field unless there's a safety car, but it doesn't look like it this time. So we'll keep driving away. So there was a bunch of cars that were involved with Whiting, and that.
No. So that was a separate incident. So yeah, there was the Leiden Whiting incident, and then yeah, Flock and
that's right.
Together just seconds after, yeah.
Peter Pavlik on the outside. This is not where you really want to be. Now he's in the inside though, so it's not a bad little spot. Flock just sitting behind, trying to make up a few positions, but still tied, too wide up the cutting. I was about to say, I wonder if we were going to muck to the tree. That's what Matt Stewart and Simon were doing last night, so they didn't do it this time though. So Peter Pavlik pulling away a little bit from Nathan Garden. How's these AM drivers tonight though? Just in the mix, just having a great battle. And Proctor, have a look at this. Gerard and Proctor right up the field. We're talking about like P3 and no P4 and P5.
P4 and 5, yeah. I mean,
So
those guys are just having phenomenal races, and I mean, the battles I think tonight as well have been so close. You know, we've seen the AM guys right up in amongst it. You know, Lachlan and Flock, Sebastian rather. You know, they've tried to do their usual trick of working through the field, but they just can't do it tonight. The quality of the driving tonight has just been so good, and we've had such good battles, which unfortunately has resulted in some incidents. But you know, that's been a result of hard, close-paced driving, as we see Flock get around the outside of Nathan Gardner there, coming out of the chase. Oh, and Ray Oliver's been checked up by Gardner.
Oh, Lachlan Capel's in it.
Lachlan Capel's involved. It looks like
It's about 5 of them involved with it.
Who was that? Michael Whiting is involved in the back of that as well. So a little bit of a check-up there from, I think it was Ray Oliver that started all of that.
Let's have a look. So Capel's up there. So Ray Oliver. Oh, Nathan Garden. Huge checkup. So Capel's went into Ray Oliver. Oh, there's 6 cars involved? 7?
3, 4, 5, yeah, 7, yeah.
So we'll see Ray Oliver. Oh, so it was one of the Kitten cars actually. Hang on.
I think the Kitten car may have checked up Gardner a little bit mid-corner, but definitely the contact there between Ray Oliver and the back of Nathan Gardner has caused that little pile there with, yeah, see 6 cars there getting caught up there through the chase. So again, just as I was saying, you know, close racing is promoting these little incidents that are proving to be quite costly in some cases, but certainly very entertaining racing here tonight as we approach the halfway mark.
Definitely, yes, like you said, Sebastian Flock and Lachlan Capel normally coming through the field. So it's not happening tonight though. Capel having a bit of a rough night tonight, but Flock actually having a really good night tonight in 8th. So he's having a pretty good night. But how's this for a good night? Dodds up to P3. After that's all that's happened, he's up into P3. What a great result so far.
Yeah, definitely. We saw him a lot of damage earlier on in the race. He spent a bit of time in the lane. And yeah, great recovery drive from Dodds up in the podium. He'll definitely want to be hanging on to that.
Gerard up the inside for P1 for the AM. So Gerard up to P1 now. Great
Proctor ain't giving up too easily though. He's all over the back of him. He's staying with him.
Oh, Proctor doesn't make a move on the outside. Adam Simpson right there as well in the pro split. Didn't make a move though. Smart driving by these 3 right here.
Lachlan Capel in the lane again. So pit stop under green flag conditions.
I'd say for damage as well.
Yeah, I would think so.
Flock coming up behind as well, so you'll be in this battle in probably a few minutes.
Brendan putting a move up on the Delaney boys. That's Blake and Ty running together there. And a great pass up into Hell Corner from Braden O'Loughlin there in the juiced Porsche.
That's Whiting just side by side with his own little teammate, the little pocket rocket.
Yeah, and Adrian Loretti in the background as well.
Oh, Loretti going really wide. Lied. Loretti up the inside. Does all right there. Backs out. Smart move. Really nice there. Doesn't make any contact, so that's good. So coming up to the top of the hill. So Proctor and Adam again battling. So this is where you can play the smart game. If Adam gets around, he catches Gerard obviously, but if they battle, they're losing time behind having Flop catching them. That's the issue with these two battling.
Yeah, definitely. And Adam Simpson.
So there's an incident with the two fishy boys. So Ty Delaney and Michael Whiting, the boss in the pocket rocket. Oh, this is not what I want tonight. Oh, this is not what you want.
Oh, and Proctor's had an off down at the chase as well. We'll check that out after we watch this replay.
Oh,
so Michael's already been in the wall.
Oh, so Ty's had
a lock up.
Oh, that's what. Oh, so Michael went into Ty there, and
let me get Michael's initial. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there it is.
So he's bounced off
O'Loughlin.
No, O'Loughlin.
So everyone making their pit stops as well. So only 30 minutes to go, ladies and gentlemen.
Has he moved down on there a little bit, perhaps, or?
No,
it doesn't look like it.
No.
I love how I just tried to replay that footage like I was the producer. I'm clicking it. It's not working. No. I was just trying to click in Discord. It wasn't even an iRacing.
Oh my god.
That's how delusional I am tonight. I tell you.
Friday night, mate. Last round, and you're all over the place.
Oh yeah.
So this is Proctor and Adam Simpson. Let's see what happens. Nothing's happened so far. Oh, Adam
had a push.
Oh, that's I reckon Adam.
Yeah, that's got drive-through written all over that one.
Oh. Still braking and bang.
Yeah, definite smack there. Yeah, that will have drive-through written all over it, I think.
Unfortunate though, it's just going out in the weeds now. Proctor was in P1 for AM2, so we'll see where he's at now. But look at Ty Delaney just sitting in the pits. It's definitely not what he wanted. So, like I said, there's a four-way battle for AM. So we'll go back through the list with those four. So we'll go through the list here. So Matthew Gerard, Ty Delaney, and Andrew Proctor. So if Proctor stayed where he was in a really good spot. So yeah, Proctor.
Well, I mean, yeah, Andrew Lydon now the AM leader, sitting up in third overall. David Galo, he's down the middle of the AM field championship-wise. He's sitting in fourth overall, so good points for him. Blake Delaney's running in pro. Braden O'Loughlin doing quite well as well. He's sitting sort of seven? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th. Yeah, so it's good points for him as well as it stands at the moment. But yeah, the AM battle certainly very interesting because they're kind of all throughout the field tonight. Usually we see them sort of, a very defined split between pro and AM, but tonight it's all on.
Well, where's Greg Johnson and Peter Pavlik? They've got a battle
here.
Okay, so Pavlik's going to jump up and take up P5 Proctor. So Delaney's out of this. Ty Delaney's out of this, right? So if Proctor does better or finishes basically, he will get a P3 in the championship. So yeah, unfortunate for Delaney though. That's so unfortunate. Gone almost. That's really unfortunate. Really unfortunate. That could have been a great end to the season. He's up in P2 though, so we'll see what happens though. So he's gonna sit on the back, but Proctor's only a position in front of him, so it is possible. It is possible.
Yeah, well, yeah, actually, yeah, because of course what we sort of forgot in that little exchange was that Proctor had the incident as well. So
Ty Delaney's not a lap down.
no, he's not either. So both of them sort of having incidents there. So yeah, what did I say? 3 positions difference.
Yep.
Will make the championship. So
Hang
that
on, does
that
Gerard,
battle is on.
What does Gerard go then? Hang on, Gerard's in a really good spot. So
Yeah, Gerard's sitting.
hang on.
13.
Wait a second.
So he's
Where's
8
Lyman?
position. He's 8 positions up on Proctor.
Yeah. So okay, so Gerard is officially in P2 right now. Currently. Officially, he's in the bag, right?
Yeah.
Lyden, where he fits, he's got it. He's 100% got it. I don't think anyone can touch with him tonight. He's good for the championship. He's got the championship all wrapped up. Well done to him, right?
I mean, a DNF would be the only way that Lyden would lose at this point.
Technically, yes. So Lyden basically just needs to drive around and it could just be a Brock and have a smoke out the window, really. So he's good. So
Vape. 2022. It's a vape.
yeah, it's vape, right? so yeah, the only thing is Ty and Proctor that's your battle for Am right now. That's the closest one on track I can see. David Gallo, he'll move up. Oh no, he won't. So David Gallo's got to finish in front of Dylan Thomas. That's all good. Yeah. So all good. So we're gonna keep an eye on that for you, ladies and gentlemen. But the safety car is going away, and we'll go back to commentating for the last 30 minutes of the DSL Welding Services GT3 Mini Endurance. So this is I'm hoping this couldn't be the last safety car, because I reckon everyone's gonna be have their big mangoes and try and make up for a few positions to the end. So let's see what happens. 30 minutes to the line. This is gonna be one hell of a race to the end. So they've driven away the 2 crisscross cars. What a start. They've absolutely gapped the kitten car straight off the bat. Absolutely gone. Across the line, Jake Hughes. Jake Edwards and
I must have missed the wedding day.
I know, right? So
yeah, I wasn't even invited.
Well, Lyden up in the P3, the AM driver. Right, Blake Delaney up in the P4 for Pro. So all these guys in front of him are actually AM. How cool is this? So, right, he's going to make a move on Marco here. Up the inside, so he'll have a good line for turn 2. Let's see how it goes. Hard on the brakes, really hard on it. Nice overtake there. So now he's going to go up to P3 and go up to the cutting now. Loretti in the juice car, and Bruce Tanning. Any contact with Bruce in the juice car? No. Blocks there, late, and Cable's there as well. So that's a battle and a half. The 3 aggressive drivers right in one little pack. This is awesome.
Trying to go 3 wide through this section of the track ain't the greatest idea. They did very well there. To back out of it. Tannick takes a move up the inside.
What a move!
Oh! And that was dumb.
Oh, juice car's in the wall. Ray Oliver in the wall.
That was really dumb. Sebastian Flock.
Oh, that's...
That pass was never there.
Bruce's was there. Bruce had a great move. That was awesome. But,
Yeah, Bruce's pass was awesome.
God, that was just not on, Flock. That's... Adam Simpson was black flag with incident lap 20 as well.
So that was the contact with Proctor.
Yeah. So there's a huge check up here. So Neil's not as confident. So he's got cold tyres in the Porsche, and which is totally fair. But obviously the BMW and the Mercedes having very good traction with the engines being up the front.
This was a great move from Tanak. I mean,
Awesome move.
full props. But yeah, Sebastian trying to go with him, that was just never on. That's pretty poor racecraft, really, has to be said. I know we try to remain mutual here in commentary, but yeah, no, that was a pretty dumb decision. And on screen, there's been another incident. So Tanak's had contact with Capel in turn 1. And Peter Pavlovich has also been caught up in something because he's now asking permission to tow.
Oh, what is that?
Again, pretty sloppy racecraft from these guys, it has to be said. They're trying a little bit too hard to make positions. Of course, Capel is fighting for a podium, but yeah, that's right, eh? Oh no, sorry, Flock is fighting for a podium, not Capel, but yeah, I mean, at the expense of what? You know, getting drive-through penalties, copping all this damage, it's not the greatest way to do it.
By side him, and they're at the apex. Yeah, that's not on. Way too late. So.
Yeah, plenty of work for race control here tonight. We've certainly had some quiet weeks here throughout the season, so we'll jump back into a battle at the moment. Andrew Lydon and Blake Delaney. Delaney hunting back up 5 places. Obviously found himself in the back a little bit earlier with that
Delaney on the
previous incident.
That could have been a great move on the outside. Or kitten car off the track, Lydon. Here's another kitten car. Let's put 2 of them together. Why not? BMW, Porsche, and Mercedes at the same time. So David Gallo getting out of the throttle there. So actually, the 2 kitten cars here are actually AM drivers. How cool is that to see, Brendo? These AM drivers are just getting better and better.
Oh yeah, I mean the AM drivers have put on one hell of a show tonight. It has to be said. Just incredible. Well, I mean, obviously they've got the ability, but you know they're keeping up. They're right in the hunt with these guys, and you know I think the interesting thing is these pro guys, or particularly the silly quicks, they're struggling to get past them because they're not giving up their position that easily. They are racing very hard. It's good to see. They're not yielding for a quick guy. They're making them work for it, and that's where they're getting a little bit impatient. The incidents are starting to come through. So, as much as you hate to see the crashing, it's good to see the AM guys really holding their own and keeping firm on track.
Yeah, it definitely is. And Dodds up the inside of Adam Simpson. Good move there from Dodds. Dodds is getting way better with his passing as well. It's been awesome to see too. So Dodds just making a great move up into turn 2.
Yeah, he's had a bit of a yo-yo race tonight. He's been up and down the timing sheet a little bit. Just seems to be getting caught in a few little incidents here and there, but certainly.
Dodds!
Oh, he's done the commentator's curse! Oh, Doddsy! Oh no!
Oh, we open our mouth for 5 seconds about Dodds, and the commentator's curse is kicked in.
Dodds, mate, watch the stream later. Don't watch it live.
Oh, Ty Delaney got involved with that too. Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, this hasn't been a good night for Delaney. So Lachlan Capel just making a move on Matthew Gerard here. Let's see how this goes. Up the inside, great move there from Capel there. Nice and clean.
So it seems at this point the race control, obviously with quite a bit of workload, are happy to let the cars race. And it almost
Blocks
seems
in the lane.
it actually looks like they've pulled in a third race controller midway through the race because Jared Farewell has just connected as well, and I assume he'll be jumping in to sort of help review some of these race controllers.
Up the inside, Daniel Byrne here on Matthew Gerard. Gerard doing really well here tonight. All he needs to basically do is drive around. So Flock taking his drive through, coming out of the pit lane as we can see now. So Gerard trying to, on the outside here, so the juice car's going to have a chance, and he's done that. Really nice there. Opened up the door, committed. Now look at the kitten car up the outside now. Got to think before you talk about that corner. Up through the cutting, obviously you have the inside when you're on the outside of turn 2. So coming up through the best part of the track, under the tree. Now David Gallo on board now with the kitten. It's P2 and AM. So you actually got the AM leader and P2 as well for the AM. So 3 kitten cars lined up there. Great liveries they've got on tonight for the BMWs. Great looking liveries. Look awesome. So I just got a bit of information. Loretti has done the paints for these. So well done, Loretti. They look amazing. They are new. So well done, boys. Do like the white.
Yeah, it certainly brings a different aspect to the kitten cars, eh? I mean, they've been a little bit dark in the past, and that little touch of white really does make them pop a little bit more. They stand out on track, and yeah, that just I do quite like them. They're sort of like a modern contemporary design. I do really enjoy them.
Yeah.
Especially when you compare the BMW to the Porsche there, you just cut away from what I'm saying. But when you look at the BMW next to the Porsche, the BMW just has a certain pop to it, eh?
Yeah, it does, definitely. And talking about another BMW is Adam Simpson. Bruce Tannick and Adam Simpson just trying to have a little tough there. Adam Simpson putting it up the inside there. So not long to go at all now, Brendo.
No, definitely not at all, and it's sort of becoming a sprint race at this point. I mean, at the end of the day, it's sort of just going to be that hunt down to the final safety car if we get one. A quick splash and dash for fuel maybe, and a race to the finish. But at the moment, Jake and Adam sort of side by side, but they've pulled off a 10-second lead, so they're well up ahead at the moment.
God, awesome lead they've got there.
The battles are further down the field. We're right on board here with Daniel Byrne currently sitting at 7th place in the pro class, 10th overall on the field. He's chasing down Kyle Ridley at the moment, within 4/10. They've got a little bit of a gap further up to up to Lachlan Capel. Good little battle going on right now for 4th place overall as well. Andrew Lydon, Adrian Loretti, and David Gallo. Those are the kitten cars we just saw before. And then the Adam Simpson, Bruce Tannick battle that we've also just sort of switched to. So a couple of little battles throughout the field. We are starting to find a little bit of clean air for some of the drivers now, setting in some lap times. And it is going to be all down to the pit strategy, I think, in this last half an hour.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll see what happens to the end now. So not long to go at all. Almost going to 20 minutes to go. And have a look at these two. How good would it be to see Jake Edwards on top and Adam Hughes, obviously the champion for pro, and how good would it be for him to come home P2, Blake Delaney and P3 for the pro as well. So good effort from him. He's been involved with that many crashes, and he just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, definitely Race Control just starting to issue some of the responses to that pile of incidents we've had, and it seems like I didn't quite catch which incident they're referring to, but it was listed as no further action. Perhaps that was the Braden O'Loughlin one, which saw him on his side out of the exit of turn 1. Bit of contact there for one of the kitten cars coming out of the cutting as well.
Back on Delaney here now. up in P3. Across the top now. So if you guys are enjoying it, we have been seeing all your text messages going through. Our producers have been telling us all about them. And if you're loving the stream, guys, give us a like, give us a subscribe as well too, because we do have a racecraft bundle which is worth a lot of money, a lot of money, which is $1,800, which is awesome. And you can see this now. Chemist bundle, what an awesome gift. Like, seriously, how cool is that? So definitely subscribe, guys. And this 6 hour bundle, the 6 hour worth of the 6 hour endurance coming up, 6 hour coming up as well. That's our bundle for the 6 hour. So that's our bundle for the 6 hour endurance, which is coming up in how many weeks, Brendo?
2 weeks, I believe. Not this weekend, next weekend.
Sweet. So that'll be coming up. So guys, enter in that. Registration is at the bottom there. simracingworld.com.au. Sign up, guys. Come drive a Supercar, GT3, TCR, Radical, F3 and Porsche Cup. Come along, guys. Have a bit of fun. And this is our YouTube one.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a big weekend there with all those different races on and whatnot. I know that there's been quite a bit of interest in that Camus pack, that's for sure. Certainly a really great prize on board there for that weekend. And the other promotion we do have at the moment is our Racecraft promotion with the YouTube channel. If you are watching on YouTube, be sure to hit the like and subscribe, specifically the subscribe. Once we get to 1,000 subscribers, we will be giving away the Racecraft package you see on screen. Be sure to get your friends, your family, all your workmates to hit the subscribe button. It only takes a couple of minutes of their time. And if your nana happens to win a Racecraft sim rig, she'll probably end up giving it to you just in time for Christmas. So it could be to your benefit to rally up the troops and get everybody entered in that competition.
Yeah, definitely. And if you're a Nana got it, I'm sure you got to take it off her hands, Brendo.
To be fair, I think if my Nana won that, I wouldn't ever see her ever again. She'd be on that thing like a rocket, and you'd never get her off the damn thing. So it wouldn't be to my benefit, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. I was gonna say, Brad, you can come join the comms, mate. Eventually, you're gonna have to get the permission from the old boss man. Let us know, mate. Good to see you in chat, though. How's life been, mate? We did see you at NZ have an event with SVG recently. Did see you guys did very well in that, so well done to you guys. But mate, this has been a crazy race. This is probably the craziest race we've seen all season.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly is. And I mean, that's kind of what Bathurst promotes, really, isn't it? It's that kind of aggressive driving style. It's, as we see Ray Oliver having a bit of a moment recovering from a spin there in Forest Elbow. We'll pull up the DSL Welding Services replay. We'll see what's happened there. Coming down through the S's into Forest Elbow. Yeah, just sends it a bit too hard, loses the rear end. That's a Mercedes trick, that one. And parks it up quite nicely there.
Yeah, parks it up. And the other person that has parked it up, Harry Dodds, in the chat. Mate, unfortunately you're out of the race. He's putting some messages in. He's 3 laps down. Unlucky, Dodds. You're doing really well there, mate. So, mate, Jake Edwards and Adam Hughes, 11 seconds they're bringing out to now. What a gap. And Tyler Sheaf, look at the pressure he's under. Our little sprint car man is up into P5. How's that for a result?
Yeah, no, that's a great result for him in the AM class. You know, we've always talked about him sort of, you know...
Oh, he's got turned!
Why do we do this? It's twice we've done that to him now! Oh,
my God.
God. Nathan
need to
Gardner
stop
caught
opening
up in that
now.
as well. Just as he starts doing really well. I know he watches the stream, so I'm going to say this because I know he's listening. Tyler, turn the bloody broadcast off and focus on your racing.
Oh. He was doing so well there.
Oh, every time.
I'm just not going to say his name in broadcast. We'll show his car. Oh, sheep.
That's
What-
it,
what are we
Tyler.
doing
You're
now?
officially banned from SRW broadcast.
Oh my
It's
God.
for your own good, mate.
Yep, I've made the executive decision that we will not be putting Tyler on screen anymore because every time we do, the poor guy bins it.
Yeah, maybe just in the ovals. Oh God, that's like once is a coincidence, twice. Oh, that's too much.
My
Anyway.
head's
Go on, go on.
I was gonna say my head's gonna swell if we keep putting him on the broadcast and he keeps crashing.
I just can't believe it. It's just you couldn't read about it. But meanwhile, up the front, the two crisscross boys there, Jake Edwards in the Whitey's Pies Porsche and Adam Hughes in the Eco Homes Porsche, really starting to dominate the field now, pushing up to 12-second lead over Blake Delaney. So really driving away with it. Braden O'Loughlin, we hear in the background, has had a bit of an incident. Andrew Proctor has picked himself up a drive-through penalty for his involvement in an incident. Not quite sure what one that was. There's a few there to unpack. Sort of should be sitting there with probably the biggest folder of replays he's had to date this season. We haven't, to be fair, we haven't had this many incidents in any other GT3 races throughout the season. Obviously, we've had Fuji was a bit of a spin fest, but
yeah,
that was certainly an interesting race. But we've not had too much carnage.
I was going to say we thought Spa was bad. We were like, yeah, no, done. Nathan Garden being black flagged as well.
So that was a relative rejoin incident. I need to sneeze. I'm just going to mute myself for a minute.
Yeah, no one would like to hear you sneezing, Brendo. So we'll cut back to the action. And Hughes is just pulling this away. Like, what a drive! Like Delaney in P3, what a drive he's been. Like, he's had two big crashes. He's up into P3. Like, what a drive. What an absolute drive. So we'll have to have a good chat to him. His little man was in P3 the other week. So maybe he's come out and just said, right, I've had enough. I need to get a P3 or a podium or something. So good to see you up there, Delaney. So who else we got?
I mean, we've seen it a couple of times throughout this race. You know, guys sort of, falling up and down the field, and obviously Proctor now with his drive-through is going to go back down. Ray Oliver had a bit of an incident there, that spin down at Forest Elbow a few laps ago. He finds himself down the order again. Lachlan Capel's still our big mover. He's up 16, but of course he started from the back. So you take that out of the equation. The next one would be Andrew Lydon. He's up 7 positions, currently running in 5th place. So plenty of action on track. And as we say that, the crisscross boys up the front come into the pit lane.
Oh, who makes it home then? So those two are not making it, obviously. So only 10 minutes to go, by the way. Almost 10 minutes to go. So this is close. Delaney's got to go around again. Little drone we've got for SRW. Thanks to DSL Welding Services. We got this awesome drone. So Loretti is coming in. So that's Loretti in. So that's Hughes and Edwards out of the pits. So 10 minutes to go. I wonder who's going to make it now, because this is This is taking a huge turn. I thought everyone would make it, but apparently not. So our leader right now is Blake Delaney.
Yeah, well, I mean, Adam and Jake, that is only their second pit stop. Most of the other cars have already completed 2 pit stops. So their strategy, obviously, through that sort of safety car shuffle was to stay out. They didn't take one earlier on across, you know, the various safety cars we've had. So now they're going to be hunting down.
Another risky move from Lachlan Capel there. Down in the grate. So here's a replay of it.
Yeah, risky move, but he had quite a bit of space there, to be fair. He's done that very well, actually. I have to say, he's done a very good job there to make that pass. Plenty of room still.
So on the back of Leiden now. Leiden being our leading AM driver. See what happens here. I think Leiden's going to give him space. Yes, he does. Great pass. So Capel just coming through the field now. So he's up into P2 now. Loretti, Gerard and Simpson and Bruce Tanner. So awesome little battle here. But a bunch of great drivers here. So down the chase. Oh, Simpson really on the back there. And Bruce just taking it up the inside of Gerard there. Oh,
contact. Oh, and Adam Simpson in the concrete.
Oh, that's Loretti and Simpson.
That's down the bottom of the chase as well. That's an unusual space to end up in the wall. So that's being called through to race control, obviously.
So what's happened? So such a hard call there for race control having to do that. I don't know. I can't point out who's in fault there. I think that's just race contact, really. I don't know. What do you think, Brendo? Because obviously you've done race control multiple times.
Yeah, really hard to call. Adam Simpson's car kind of unsettles on the curb, so I mean, you'd sort of have to say that he was sort of in control of the car. I mean, without spending too much time looking into the telemetries, I'd almost go as far to say racing incident, but there was plenty of space. It was the curb unsettling his car, so yeah, thankfully not my decision to make tonight.
So Hughes and Edwards are 3rd and 4th, so they haven't even lost much out of that pit stop. So Delaney's still out on track, hasn't went in the box yet. So I wonder if Capel and Delaney can make it. So Edwards is in P3. So this is a very good drive for Edwards anyway. Did start on P1 though, so down 2 positions, which is completely fine. Block in the lane, his engine actually just blew and there's heaps of smoke coming out of there. So,
here we go.
Down. So race control, talking about a situation there, you could probably inform us.
So no further action was the call, so my race control skills still pretty sharp, it seems. But yeah, like I say, it was one of those ones where it was certainly by no means intentional. It was just the way Adam's car responded off the curb. There was plenty of racing room given, so it does sort of just come down to the fairest call being a racing incident.
Oh, guess who's joined our chat? John Lee's joined our chat. G'day, John. How are you, mate? He says, Connor with exclamation marks. What a voice. Oh, thanks, mate. So, coming down the hill.
That's just what we need, is a big head ego to finish off the last the last 20 minutes or the last 10 minutes of the race.
Hey, John, if you're watching, mate, I do need a new dash, by the way, so let us know.
I just need a whole new rig, John, so I'll send you my details.
Like, we're just talking him up. So, well, you
I'm
can
already
win,
subscribed. No, I'm already subscribed.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
go on
so-
the draw.
I'm looking forward to winning.
Yeah, huge shout out to John from Racecast Craft Simulations for giving all you guys, the viewers at home, a huge chance to win an awesome rig and seat setup. And all you've got to do is be one of our first 1,000 subscribers. And once that happens, we will be doing a random draw. And whoever it is gets this awesome setup. So again, thank you so much, John, for allowing Sim Racing World to give this awesome rig and seat away to one of our viewers.
100%. And John says, got plenty. Yeah, SimCall, mate. You know, maybe 100% discount. That's always nice. But,
Yeah, 120% for me because shipping to New Zealand wouldn't be cheap. Adam and Jake making their way past David Gallo back on track, however. So they're now back up into 4th and 5th, respectively. They've got a 5-second gap up ahead to Andrew Lydon. He's having a great race up there in 3rd. Blake Delaney finds himself in the lead. He's had a bit of another yo-yo racer tonight. He's been up and down the timing charts as well. So a bit of stability as we go into the last 5 minutes for Delaney up the front. Lachlan Capel chasing down a 7-second advantage there from 2nd place. So how much pace do the Crisscross boys have? Or is Blake going to come away with the win here in the season finale?
That's it. Yeah, Adam Hughes coming home with a little championship wins, never bad. Full championship. So Blake Delaney just trying to get around Tyler Sheaf now.
Oh, and Peter Morris has dobbed in Blake Delaney.
Oh, what's happened? Oh, okay. So
Dobbed in.
So Blake Delaney's birthday apparently. Oh, would be.
For the 5th time this year.
Apparently so. It wouldn't be bad for a win. So Blake Delaney getting around Sheaf. So we're not showing Sheaf on broadcast.
Yeah, Sheaf is banned from the broadcast.
Bruce Tannick just getting by. Oh, that was so close. Oh, what a move. That was awesome, but scary. So we'll get that
let's watch that in slow-mo.
The big drifter from Kiwi land, as my brother calls it. I don't know why, but Loretti up the inside as well. Awesome.
I don't think he planned to do that, eh? Like.
No. Every sim racer thinks it's, they'll say it's been planned.
No, I don't think he was expecting to get that pass at all. Whoa, big moment from Matty Gerard coming over the grate.
The flying fern.
And these guys are racing for their points too at the moment, so this one is going to count because at the moment the championship battle for these two are pretty close. I've just lost my screen. Where's my screen? Where's my screen?
So this is our closest battle on track, and I reckon we'll stay on board with these guys because I reckon Blake Delaney's going to make it home. He's only got a minute to go, or 2 minutes. This is going to be awesome. So next lap will be white flag. So Delaney coming down the hill now. So it's almost like Matty Gerard and Andrew Proctor have been lapped, but they haven't. It's just Blake Delaney's on a different level right now of pace. As Lachlan Capel is only 3.5 seconds away from Delaney now. So Delaney can't make any mistakes now. Not one.
Certainly pulled in that gap. Jake and Adam have pulled in 3 seconds on Andrew Lydon as well. So I do wonder if they're running out of time. They've pulled that time right back in, so they're all over the back of Andrew Lydon. They need to get past him, but then still, another 6 seconds back up to Lachlan. So I think they're running out of time here, as this will probably be white flag this time by. But they definitely have potential to get Lydon. It's not going to matter too much point-wise. I'm pretty sure Adam... Let's check it. Oh, checkered flag.
Checkered flag, and have a look at that. How's that for a win?
Completely missed the white flag, but yeah, great win from Blake Delaney. Lachlan Capel coming home in second place. Andrew Lydon, great result for him.
We should go on Delaney. He's just doing the fattest burnouts right now at the end of the line. But look at that. We see him in the background there, showing the people coming across the line. Great result for everyone to come home. David Gallo coming across the line now as P2. Andrew Lydon as P1 for the championship and P1. So David Gallo coming across the line. Very good point score for him tonight. Andrew Labretti coming across the line, P3. Mark Macaro coming across the line, nicknamed Mark, so coming across the line. P7 in pro, awesome result for him. Well done to him. Looks like fuel saving coming across the line. Blake Delaney having heaps of fuel, just doing burnouts. Bruce Tannick, P8 pro. Well done to him for a good comeback. Ray Oliver, he's been into everything tonight, and P9's never a bad result. So
Proctor and Gerard coming across into the finish line now as well. So Proctor will stay ahead of Gerard, but not enough gap between the two of them. So Gerard will still hold the advantage on the overall points. Blake there doing his post-race burnouts, and he will head back to the pit lane. Could be a penalty potentially for not finishing the lap. I don't think they're going to get that serious on the final round, surely.
Oh yeah, that's a good question. So that's wrapped up. That's everything done. How's that? How is that, mate? That's the season done.
Well, it's been an interesting season, that's for sure. We've had some highs and lows. Had some great racing, and it's certainly been turned on here in the season finale at Bathurst. Sort of everything you'd expect Bathurst to bring. Plenty of action, plenty of good racing. Few incidents along the way as well. Great way to end the season, really. And we haven't actually seen anybody attempt to jump yet.
I'm guessing. So, oh my god, look at all those pink cars coming down the hill.
They're not going fast though.
Yeah. No, I think that everyone's just going back to pits.
Yeah, someone's been off there. You can see the tyre marks. Yeah, Tyler Sheath. I just heard over comms he missed the jump and hit the tyres.
Oh no.
Sheafy. That beautiful livery. Poor car.
Here we go. Your bromance with your livery, and as Ray Oliver just does a couple of spins.
Mate, that was a solid like 3 hours of work this afternoon to get that livery on that car. That's
Gone in 5 seconds, mate.
Oh, so Ray's got the jump, but the landing was a bit rough. Oh, he almost saved it.
Yeah. There he goes. What would you call that? I don't even know what that would be called.
It's like a 720, 720.
720, 720, 720. Adam Simpson doing the jump as well. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, there it is. So he made it over the wall, Sheaf. So let's have a look. Coming across now on the dirt. Oh, just clipping the wall. And then smashing in the wall. You were talking about liveries. Imagine how much time those.
Ty Delaney and Proctor third equal in AM. I just overheard the unofficial calculations from race control. They'll be posting it shortly, officially, but just overhearing that conversation in the back of my ear, it seems as though we could have a third equal in AM, and how good would that be for Ty Delaney? if he gets the AM. But yeah, look at that, 3 AM dudes in the top 10 tonight. Andrew Lydon, David Galo, and Adrian Loretti. All those kitten boys. I think we're going to see them up in pro next year for sure, because they've been competitive not just in this race but throughout the season.
Well, let's start with the interview, shall we? Because this might take a while. Right, let's get Jake Edwards in here for P3 for pro. And you can pull up his points, Brendo. Jake Edwards, mate, welcome to the booth.
Oh,
mate,
thanks, boys.
What a hectic night that was.
Oh, you're telling me, mate. It's a mad sweat fest here.
Mate, you're on the podium now. How's it
Yeah.
feel, mate? It's good to be up here. You've had a couple of off rounds, but mate, you were on it tonight.
Yeah, tonight I was on it, man. I think from the get-go, as soon as we're in practice, I was setting some quick lap times. I knew it was going to be a good night. I don't know about my whole season, but man, it's been up and downs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely been an up and down, man. But you've just had the pace all season. But you've turned it on tonight, and mate, you got P3 tonight. You got to be happy about it.
Yeah, I'm happy about it, man. I'm just a bit disappointed about that safety car when it got called, because we're already coming through the last corner and then it got called. So everybody else got a free pit stop. So me and Hughesy had to go to long run.
Yeah. Do you think it could have worked out if you fuel saved?
Nah, we wouldn't have been able to make it, man. We probably would have been four laps short.
Oh,
So
so
yeah,
the box.
it's a big fuel save, man.
Yeah, definitely. And Brendo's probably got the points there.
Yeah, so overall, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7th overall for you in the championship, mate. So not a bad effort, really.
Been a little bit better.
Could have been a little bit better, yeah. Certainly going into the season, I think you would have been expecting a little bit more.
Yeah, it definitely was, man. I was hopefully I was looking to aim for a top 5, man, but I can't go wrong with a top 7 in all honesty with the guys that we had, like Daniel Yeaman, like Flock and all them. You know, it's a bit tough, but yeah.
And I think Connor sort of alluded to it a little bit earlier on in the broadcast as well. The races where you've done well, you've scored very highly, and then you've had a couple of rounds where you've sort of slipped out of the triple figures points wise, and you've had
Yeah, it's just
1,
cost me.
2, 3, 4 rounds outside of the triple figures, and that's probably what's cost you, I think.
Yeah, definitely, man. Oh well, what can you do, eh?
Yeah, exactly. That's racing, and there's always next season, of course.
That's it, man. That's it. I look forward to it.
Oh man, we seriously, we got to move on because we've got that many bloody people in interviews. So
I'm
mate,
set.
who would you like to thank with all your sponsors, man? You're the only Chris. Actually, before we get to that, we've been seeing your photo pretty much all season. What is it, mate? Because that shirt.
I
Filthy
heard people were
mustache,
talking
too.
about it last night, and I was like, "Oh, you guys are just like making me blush over here." And I
Scotty
try and
was
look
meant-
my best for you guys.
Oh, mate, it's a brilliant photo. I love the shirt, love the mo. So, mate, I thought I'd say love the shirt, and we need to get Scotty one. So send one over to Scott if you can.
100%. We'll send him one with a pie as well, because I know that he loves his pies.
Oh, mate, Pie Man, I should call him, honestly. But mate, well done on P3, mate, and P7 in the championship. So well done, mate. And who would you like to thank with all your sponsors, mum, dad, whoever, mate? Go for it.
Yeah, we'll start off with them. We'll start off with the mum and dad. Thanks for having me. No, I'd like to thank Ryko, Ryko Performances, Whitey Pies Racing, Aerial Auto Parts as well, man. Also Chris Cross as well, Jennifer Real Estate. Yeah, Palmerston Bakery, all the boys out there. Also Brad Newman, big shout out to him, mate.
I was going to say, mate, he's been commentating that he wants to jump in the com booth, mate. What's up with that? Is he just,
Just trying to G up, mate.
yeah, typical things.
Yeah.
It's a wind up, eh?
Also big shout out to Adam Hughes, man. Congrats with him on the championship, man. That's good stuff.
Mate, he's just been a weapon all season. What can we do about him, eh?
That's it, eh? Maybe we'll take him out next season.
Oh, well, I'll see you on track for that one, mate.
Too easy, mate. Cheers, boys.
Catch
Too
you
easy,
later.
mate. Well done, mate. So,
Thank you.
we've got Andrew Proctor. Pull him in because he's P3 in the race. So let's just see if he's in there. And yes, he is. Sweet. Sign him in. Andrew Proctor, mate. How are you?
Mate, a little bit in shock, a little bit wrapped.
I was gonna say, you've done not bad, mate. You've done well, mate. Very well.
Oh,
very,
mate,
very well.
It's not just me. A lot of work with Matt Keane and Scotty Rankin to stay in it and keep going. So,
Mate, you've done more than that. You've got P3 for tonight, which is awesome.
yeah.
And first podium for Am. Pretty G'd about that, mate.
Oh, mate, it was good fun. It's a shame I didn't get the podium in the race. But, contact down Mountain Straight after the safety car got called, pretty much killed me. But it is what it is. It's what happens when pro and am drivers mix up. Sometimes these things happen.
Other thing too, mate. I might as well mention it while you're here. You were in battle with Ty Delaney. Now, do you think you've got him on points?
I know I'm tied with him. I know I needed 4 positions higher to tie.
Yep.
I'd worked it out, and then I needed the 5th to take it clearly. But Ty's had an awesome season, and credit to him, he gets quicker and quicker every round. And it's awesome to battle with him all season. Him and Gerard, that's sort of where the real championship was. That Andrew and that were just way too quick. They were the pro level drivers in AM, unfortunately. But yeah, the battle for second and all season was pretty good.
Yeah, it's certainly been an interesting battle, and you know, both of you were there every week, all 9 weeks, and you know, I look at the 2 drop rounds. Ty Delaney dropped 60 points, yourself dropping 96. So as far as your worst result was concerned, you probably had him there, but just sort of sitting, not quite getting as many podiums. I think just trying to quickly do the math in my head.
Yeah,
but
too many
yeah,
little mistakes.
it's certainly all added up.
Yeah, too many little mistakes during the season sort of cost it. I had one race where I was ahead of him by 4 positions and ran out just at the line at Road America.
Yeah, so it is confirmed, mate. You are tied with Ty Delaney.
Yeah, so I'd say. No, it was a good season. I enjoyed it, and yeah, you guys do a good job in the box and race control. Do a good job with the carnage that was going on.
I was going to say, mate, you've had an awesome season. Get a P3 at the end, never bad. Mate, who would you like to thank with all your sponsors, mate, and whoever makes it possible, like you've already mentioned, Scotty, Matt, whoever, mate, go for it.
Pretty much just the missus. She's put up with me tonight's race. She had to put up with me in the bedroom because my lounge room's been taken over by a Christmas tree. But yeah, just the missus, Matt and SLM, all the boys there. Jason for spotting tonight. He done a ripper job spotting. I just got unlucky in the end, and yeah, that's pretty much it. The Rattlegun driving school's pretty good too, so
he's going to make a business off that. I can see it now.
Yeah. So just one more little fun fact. I'm just reading in the comments. I'm guessing that's Greg Barber in the comments there, talking about the points. So between yourself and Ty, there is no way to split these 2 drivers across 9 rounds. Neither of you had a race win. Both of your best positions were second place. You both have the same amount of third places. And then it really just does get down to those little nitty-gritty points. So, like, as far as consistency throughout the season goes, I mean, it's right up there when you guys can't be separated by anything.
It just shows how close it is and how good the racing is, to be honest. One slight mistake can turn everything around, and yeah.
So if you got like 1 better position in the whole season, that's crazy, man. That's absolute crazy.
Yeah, just the round of Road America, pretty much running out of fuel 5 meters before the line, I think I was.
Yeah, 5 meters, nothing in it, mate. Well done to you and SLM, mate. The improvement's been massive, so well done to you, man, and well done for P3, mate.
Yeah, thanks, boys, and looking forward to next season.
Too easy, mate. Have a good one.
See us.
Right. Now, Brendo, let's move to the next one, shall we?
Yeah, we're going to be here a while, I think.
Yeah.
So we'll bring Ty and I suppose Ty Delaney. Mate, we had that moment with you last week, your first podium in SRW-TV, but it's all added up to a third equal overall in the season. How are you feeling, bud?
Yeah, pretty good. Always happy when you get third overall in the season. So yeah.
I was going to say, mate, you came into this round. What was kind of your expectations where you wanted to finish for this last round, mate?
Well, I wanted to try and attack second place, but then I realised that's not going to be the easiest thing, so I'll try and hold third and then attack second.
Yeah. Matty Gerard was just on another level here tonight, mate. He's put a lot of practice in, so, mate, you've been just someone that we've just seen grow, and grow. And, mate, you've just been at a different level, honestly. Each week you've turned up. What was, what has been like your motivation to kind of jump in each season or jump in each week and kind of, get better and do better?
I've just really wanted to try and beat some of the guys and try my hardest and just come out on top.
So your dad's joined us, the big Delaney. How are you, mate?
Yeah, really good. How are you going?
Yeah, good, mate. So I'll kind of bounce off both here. So Blake, by the way, great driver. I don't think you could have done it any better, mate. End up in the wall how many times? Twice, I think it was. 3?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, really, to be honest.
It's on the broadcast, mate. And
Car's fine as whistle, mate. As soon as I drive across the line, there's not a scratch on it.
Did you have Jamie Dyke in the pits, mate, giving it a good old wash and, banging out the dents?
Yeah, no, not Jamie Dyke. I can't see Jamie getting out there and washing a car. He's not a pro driver, no.
No, not at all. So maybe Coleman. I'll put it on Coleman then.
Yeah, DC Shades might have got into the car.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked. Mate, you're almost coming to pro yourself, mate. You come out here, hit the wall twice, huge damage. Your race it looked like it was over, mate. And you come out in P3 and you see Hughes and Edwards go in. What was your first thought, mate?
Look, I thought they were short on fuel. We were talking to the boys in the channel. I wasn't sure whether Hughesy was short because he was hanging back from the lead a little bit, but it turned out pretty well, didn't it? I had to save a fair bit, so I couldn't go with them. I'm glad that I didn't go with them. Otherwise, I would have run out of fuel and not had enough for a burnout at the end. So glad we got a little bit of fuel left. I think 1.6 litres or something like that to do a little burnout, and then that was it, really.
Little burnout, mate. I wouldn't call that little. There's smoke going everywhere. Like coughing in the comm box, mate. But mate, you've stellar drive, honestly. Back to you, Ty. You've obviously your dad being in here, and you getting P3, mate, and your dad winning the last race. That's not a bad effort from both you.
Yeah, Dad drove amazingly today. I didn't have the pace to keep up with a few of the boys tonight, but still tried my hardest.
Do you think you'll beat? I was going to say, do you reckon you'll beat Dad one day?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
You will.
Right,
Keep it up, Ty.
Dad will get old one day.
Just got to keep his cool. That's all it is. As long as he keeps his head, he'll be right.
I was going to say, mate, you're the cool, calm, collected driver out of the whole fishy group. So, mate, you're a hard one to crack, you.
Yeah, no, I don't mind making the car a bit wider. Can we do us a favour and just show me some of the burnouts at the end instead of the off tracks?
I told you went off track, mate. I told you.
But yeah, no, look, definitely pride myself on making the car wide, but at the same time, you've got to recognise when you're a bit slower. And I certainly was a bit slower than the boys at the start. I could not get a lap in qualifying properly. The car was just couldn't drive it. I don't know what the hell was going on, but as the race wore on, started understanding what I was doing wrong and could get a bit quicker and a bit quicker and a bit quicker. And at the end, saving fuel, I was doing flat fours, so pretty happy with that. If
Definitely
I had a bit,
happy with that, mate.
yeah, had a bit
Like
more
this
fuel, I
for you.
probably could have kept pulling it away a little bit, but see how we go next time.
So,
Yeah,
Brendo,
looks good, doesn't it?
any questions, Brendo?
No, look, I mean, I think we've pretty much summed it up, really, haven't we? You know, it's been a great drive tonight, despite all your incidents, and well done on taking out the win here for the final round.
Yep, no, I appreciate it. Thanks very much, and well done to the young fella coming third in the championship and the boys in all championships. That was a decent first season in GT3s in SRW. It's pretty cool to see Whiting pick up third in the championship, Kyle second, and good old Husey, who says that he's going to send it every race and normally fails to send it. Make sure you tell him I said that.
So
Definitely, mate. Well, speaking of Whiting, we've sort of got so many people to interview. We'll just do it a little bit backwards. We'll get all of the fishy boys in here in one go, eh?
Pond worth of fish.
Michael Whiting, mate, third place overall in the Pro Series, 960 points across the 9 rounds. First of all, congratulations, mate. And secondly, how was the racing tonight for you?
Yeah, thanks very much. Appreciate the podium for the championship. Tonight didn't go great, to be honest, for myself. I had an absolute shock. I hadn't done a lot of practice around here this week, so that probably didn't help. Setup wasn't great compared to some of the guys up front in qualifying. We were miles off the pace and just got caught up in a few incidents, and you know, some of them were my own fault, others not so much. But that's racing at the mountain, really. It doesn't matter what car you're in, it can happen anyway.
I was going to say, mate, we won't touch on the crashes, mate, but how was the racing other people here tonight, mate? Because obviously I've seen you do a lot of laps around here, mate, and what was it kind of like? Obviously you've driven a lot of GT3, Supercars. Does it kind of mess with your head a little bit? Because personally, it kind of messes with my head when you kind of switch pretty quickly between both those cars.
Look, I don't have an issue too much with going from supercar to GT car, like grip levels and steering the car. The biggest thing I find is going from left-hand to right-hand drive.
Yeah, that was what I was more thinking, eh? Yeah.
Yeah, so you just got to be mindful of that, especially like coming down into the dipper. If you're too close to that right-hand wall, you're going to hit it every time in a GT car. Whereas supercar, you got to have the door mirror up against it. So yeah, it's a big difference in that respect. But I love GT cars. That's where I started racing GT cars, and we've moved over to supercar now. But always got a bit of a soft spot for the GT stuff.
Yeah, definitely, man. And how was the racing out there too, mate?
Look, some of the racing was really, really good. It's one of those tracks where everyone really has to practice, because if someone goes 10 meters too deep into a braking area, it doesn't end well for anyone. So wasn't probably the greatest race of the season, but certainly fuel strategy obviously worked out for Blake, and he played it to a T as normal as Blake does. So well done to him on the win as well.
I was going to say, I think unless Brendo's got any more questions, I think we've pretty much wrapped it up for all three.
Yeah, no, that pretty much sums it
up. For the P3 in the amateur class, that's pretty good in his first season of racing. So pretty proud of the young fella. Well done.
So, mate, I think so. Coming home P3, obviously, Ty. I'm guessing all three of you will be back for next season.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun.
Well, I don't know who want to take this away. Who would you like?
Just before you do, though.
Sorry, Brando.
Peter Morris in the comments. I'd be disappointed if I didn't bring it up. He wants to wish you a happy birthday, Michael.
No, my birthday today. I thought it was.
Or was it Blake?
Well. No,
You wanted
Blake.
Blake's birthday. No, Blake's birthday. Sorry, I interrupted and then I screwed it up.
I'll take the
Feb wins.
birthday congratulations. Mike and I are only born not too far.
So, happy birthday to all the fishy boys then. There we go. How about that?
Covered them all.
But just look, can we just give a quick shout out to old Peter Morris, who's sitting in the chat, Pierre and Poiter, as he's known. Great fishy member, been there for a long time, longer than myself, right up there with Whiting. Not long after Whiting started the club. Pete's going through some challenging times at the moment, but he's an absolute superstar. So we'll just wish him all the best and hope that he gets through what he's going through at the moment. And yeah, you see him on Discord plenty of times and on the track.
We bloody love the fisher, the Sippo meter here on SRW, mate.
I was going to say, well done.
Yeah, big shout out to Pete though, and just so you boys know, this is a joke that's in house, so not too many really understand it. But track temperature means the track temperature, doesn't it, Pete? So
Yeah,
you get a good smile.
the temperature of the track.
It's the temperature of the track temp. So just make sure. I think Ty's going to run through the sponsors as well, boys.
Roger, mate. Go for it, Ty.
I'd like to thank West End Motor Group, Parramatta Professional, DC Shades, West End Mazda, Parameter Isuzu Ute, Relax, Precision Sim Racing, Infinity Designs, Adrenaline Images, Battery Warehouse, and most of all, Fishing Motorsports.
And a massive shout out to the boss. He's in here as well. He does an awesome job at keeping the boys under control. It's like a lion tamer in the lion cage in our Discord. It's unbelievable. There's crocodiles, there's everything. Especially when Jamie Dyke comes in, there's a few sharks every now and then. So yeah, no, heaps of fun, and thanks to him and the boys. Everyone's loving it at the moment.
I was going to say, how do you keep it tame, Whiting? Do you just tell them to shut up sometimes and it works?
Taser.
Thanks.
Taser. It's like a big cattle prod. It's just if someone gets out of line, you just give them a zap and they shut up.
Well done, boys. We better move on because everyone's going to kill us if we don't. So well done to all three of you. Ty, would you like to thank anyone, Ty, for mum and dad?
Yeah, thank you, Mum and Dad. They've really helped me getting better and pushed me to get better. Yeah.
Well done, Ty, for P3. And to you boys, well done, and we'll see you next season.
Yep.
Boys, thanks very much for the season.
Thank you.
Well done to the admins and all your sponsors. Great work. Thanks to the Singovich boys as well.
So easy, boys. Well done, boys. So
Yeah, well, that rounds up the fishy portion of the post-race interview. We've pulled in Matty Gerard, third place overall in the AM series. Obviously, we've got quite a few drivers to go through, so we're just sort of trying to pick them all off in some kind of order. But Matty, third place overall in the season. Congratulations for that. Second place overall in AM. Get it right. Talk us through your race tonight, mate.
Yeah, boys. Hey, look, first I'll say good congratulations to Andrew. He raced an awesome season, taking out the championship. Once he got things under control at the start there, every single race he was leaps and bounds ahead of the whole the rookie group. He's a few seconds. He's a pro driver. He shouldn't be racing with us. But look, congratulations to him. But yeah, my race tonight was it was an interesting one. It was not too much went on for me. One incident there at the final turn where one of the boys lost it in front of me. Managed to avoid any damage for myself. From there, it was just keep on going. I ummed and ahed about taking the early pit stop like so many other guys did, and I probably should have done it. And then good old crew chief stuffed it up for me and underfueled me by about 10 litres. So I had to take that second to last lap. Splash and dash. But hey, is what it is. Hey, it was good fun, eh? Not having really raced Bathurst too much and done basically 2 weeks worth of practice. I enjoy Bathurst now. Wouldn't say it's my favourite, but I really enjoy it.
Or
Yeah,
you're Kiwi, so that makes
good
sense.
Good Kiwi answer there. We were sort of watching the battle there towards the end. You were sort of running with Proctor on track there for a bit, and I think as the point stood, that you needed to be. I think Proctor needed like 3 positions on you. I think so. We sort of made mention in the broadcast, running side by side wasn't going to hurt you too badly. But were you sort of aware of the points and where you needed to be going into the race, or were you just taking it as it comes?
I was aware that I had to beat Andrew Lydon, and he had to come about 6th or something like that. So there was, hey, you never know. It was unlikely it was going to happen, but you never know. I knew that Ty was not far behind me, and I did have to beat him as well to keep my position in the ranks. Andrew, I wasn't quite sure on where Andrew Proctor, where he was on the points. So when I came out right next to him on that second to last lap, I was like, no, I've got to get past him, And then through the grapevine of Discord, I was told, no, if he beats you, it's not going to affect you. So it's like, well, I won't mess my race up. I'll take a step back and just let him go for it. And that's how it all panned out.
Yeah, definitely. I did wonder if you maybe had someone in your ear, because certainly noticed the sort of racing there was sort of quite heated in those last 3 or 4 laps, and then the last couple sort of you weren't pushing as hard. It was quite noticeable. So
yeah,
I did wonder if you were aware of the points.
Not with Proctor. I wasn't, not properly anyway. I know for those last, we'll say, 5 laps, I was fuel saving, like my life depended on it, and I was never going to make it, so I had to do that pit stop, and then I bloody forgot to uncheck my tyres, didn't I?
That one
may have swapped out one of them, maybe 2, my front ones, I'm not too sure. And then obviously came out next to Proctor, and I was going for it. I wanted to get past him. My spotter was Doug was telling me, yeah, we should get past him. Then obviously, like I say, Discord friends told me exactly where things were going to end up if I left it how it was, and so I backed off and just let him go, let him have, in case he made a mistake. And
how's Doug as a crew chief, mate?
Oh, he was fantastic. Last night we spent a bit of time together doing a bit of practicing, and we completely changed my setup. My car to begin with was really skittish coming up over the top of the hill. I was fighting it the whole way. Then he said, no, change this, do that. And the thing was just night and day difference, and I was able to do consistent laps. I mean, they're only 106 and a half sort of laps, 107s, but that was consistent lap after lap. And then tonight he was helping out myself and Tyler Sheaf. He was in the chat with us as well. So he was sort of spotting for both of us, and it was brilliant. Kept me calm and so forth. So yeah.
I was going to say with Sheaf, mate. We've banned him from commentary and banned him off cameras because every time we go to him, he ends up in a wall.
Yeah, that's our Tyler, isn't it?
You couldn't read about it, mate, but it happened twice.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, we better carry on because we've still got quite a few to get through, mate. So, 3rd place overall.
P2.
Done it again. P2 in the AM series here for SRW GT3s. Who do you need to thank, mate?
All right, I'd like to thank Velocity Sim Labs, Original Digital Design, JS Sim Shots, Here to Race YouTube channel, Beat House, all the boys on the Velocity Sim Lab team, and big thank you to Doug for all his help over the last few days.
You forgot about your partner too.
Oh, she's sleeping again, so thanks to her.
Oh well, mate, well done to
I'll tell you all about it in the morning, love.
Yeah, that's the one. You're on.
Oh, P2 in the championship, mate. I don't think you can add a better championship, mate. You should be P1 in M, but Andrew Lyon's just a weapon. He should be in pro. But well done, mate. Awesome result tonight, mate, and good result for all season. Well done, mate.
No worries. Hey, sorry, boys. I forgot to thank some pretty important guys, and that's all you commentators and also Race Control. They had a hell of a time tonight with the race control, and telling a few boys to cool it, and yeah. Yeah, well, producer does all right, doesn't he? You know, that guy in the background that does this and that, you know. No, that's the one. No, good on to everyone involved with SRWA. Thank you so much.
Well done, mate, to the whole season. And see you next season, mate.
Yep. Cheers, boys.
See you, mate.
See you,
Right. Kittens. How are you, boys?
Yeah, not bad. How are you?
Oh, great, mate. Absolutely great. My voice is out the window, and we're pretty much knackered. But besides that, mate, we're good. Mate, you had a great night tonight.
I was yeah. Well, that was the first time I drove that car. And the setup was set up by Daniel. Set it up, and he loaded it up just before the race. So I jumped on, and it just felt good to me, to be honest. Definitely very different to the F3 where these guys race. And I got to get used to that.
Just a bit different. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot different. So I just kept getting stuck behind Whiting and could not get past him. Obviously came together a couple times, I think. And Simpson as well. I think we came together a couple times as well. So I did all right to get back on the podium, I think. Yeah, but obviously congrats to Andrew for taking it out. He just stays out of trouble and stays at the front.
I was going to say, mate, P3 in the whole race it's not bad at all, and you just were fast all night, man. You should be in pro. And are you coming back next season for just how much pace you had to you tonight?
It's Andrew you're probably talking about.
No, I'm talking about you, mate.
Yeah. No, I'll definitely be back, but you know, we're all going to be back, I think.
Yeah, 100%, mate. You've got new liveries tonight as well, mate. They look stunning.
Yeah, so that's actually Daniel made those for us as well. So yeah, driver 808. So he made them for us. I literally just edited it with my name. So I can't take credit that I made my paint.
Mate, who wouldn't? Yeah.
He made our paints. He did it for the Porsche as well, and we made them together, I think, for the F3. So yeah, no, it definitely looks good.
Well, mate, P3's never bad. You know, you've came into it. You know, what did you think of the racing tonight, though?
Yeah, no, it like I said, it's very different. For me, going from an F3 into this, it's just gotta. I like it. I'm definitely gonna stick around with it. This was my practice basically for the 6 hour that I'm gonna do.
Yep.
Which I'll run with Darren in that. But yeah, it'll be good. I enjoyed it. Good racing. A bit messy here and there, but good racing.
100%, mate. So we'll jump to Dave, then we'll jump back to you to ask all your sponsors, unless Dave wants to do it. Dave, mate, good race tonight.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, a bit of luck went my way, I think, but no, that was good. I did enjoy it.
You kind of just were up and down the field all night, mate, but you were up there for a very long time, mate.
Yeah, I think the fast repairs and the timing of the safety cars sort of saved me. Yeah, I sort of qualified all right, but Forrest Albert got me unstuck and put me back at the back, and safety car timing sort of was the key for me. So, but no, it worked out well.
P2 and this race tonight, mate. What was kind of the goal coming into this race, mate?
I sort of did a brief practice, so same thing, new to the car, but yeah, I was stoked with the qualifying where we ended up and got the hang of it, and just sort of played out. So tried to keep it clean and ended up second. So we just wrapped with it. Sorry.
Any question, Brendos?
Nah, I mean it's all pretty much been covered, really. You know, championship-wise, 9th for David, 11th for Adrian. So sitting in the mid-pack, you know, goes to show sort of what is to be expected. Guys learning GT3s a little bit, sort of getting familiar with it. Look forward to seeing what you guys can do next year.
You know, I'll definitely back for next season. So thanks SRW. You guys put a ripper event on and season. So thank you. We'll be back.
I was going to say, we'll probably see you in the future, that's for sure. But we'll probably see the rest of the kittens come over, surely. Well, most of them are here now anyway, really.
So they're getting them all over here as well.
100%. Well, who would like to thank all the sponsors, people, and anyone? Loretti, go for it, mate.
I bet, yeah. So thanks to Kittens, AML Technology, Bravo 808, and we also thank you for the paints again because they look amazing. Thanks to you guys at SRW, to broadcasting, like commentary, everything. Yeah, looking forward to watching it back. So thank you.
A few crashes, mate. I can tell you that.
A lot of crashes.
Yes, indeed. But mate, well done to both yous. You know, you came and do a new thing, and you've done very well, guys. So well done to both of you.
Thank you,
guys.
David Gala and Adrian Loretti joining us in the box, and P2 and P3 for tonight. Now we'll get on to Lachlan Capel.
You got him?
Capel, mate, how are you?
I'm good, mate. Yep.
You've you had a busy night tonight, mate.
Yeah, I did. All I'll say is I jumped into the server with 10 minutes left of qualifying, did 2 laps on a terrible set, got given a set by Seb for the race, and that was that.
Mate, that's not a bad way to jump in. Gives you a fresh perspective of it. Mate, how was it coming through the field?
There were definitely a couple cars that decided that they didn't want to give up their space, which is rightly so, but then nearly being taken out intentionally by that car a couple times in the race wasn't great. But other than that, most cars were fine in terms of letting me off. I will admit, I did do some pretty dodgy bombs. Some of them were pretty good. I made the apex. Some of them were a bit last minute, I will agree. But it's just kind of having fun. Bathurst is Bathurst. I know the track off by heart pretty much in a BMW GT3 because I've only ever driven this year. So, kind of jumping in very hot track, 52-degree temp on qual. So, lap times were a little bit faster than what I expected. I thought maybe 204s, 205s would have been race pace, but I guess the IMSA data has made it just stupid quick because I was into the mid 203s at the end of the race. So, yeah.
Mate, you coming through the field, obviously, and getting P2 is a great result, mate. Are you happy with P2? Or do you reckon you could have got Delaney in the end?
Delaney I don't think it was possible with a drive through lap 2, having to pit early because of unfortunate a meatball that occurred to me off of slight damage. Just before the last safety car got called, I think, which slightly irritated me, but I still got on the pace as I was able to kind of stretch out and get it out of the draft where the people were a little bit slower than me, so I could kind of extend the gap, if you know what I mean. But yeah, driving up the field, most cars were pretty good. I don't know where I found the pace, but I had pace, and I managed to be at least half a second quicker than Delaney per lap, but having 15 minutes to go and being 10.5 seconds back, 12 seconds, 13 seconds, or whatever it was, pretty bleak aspect to try and get to him, but I damn well made a good shot and I got within 2 seconds, so not too bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. Any questions, Brendo?
No, not really. You've pretty well summed it all up. You know, you've done what, 6 out of the 9 races and finished. I just counted it, now I've forgotten. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10th overall, so still a top 10 in the season, considering a reduced series. Definitely one of the quickest guys in here. It's always exciting to see you racing through, and interesting to hear your take as well as you're coming through the field. But congratulations on the season, and hopefully we'll see you again next year.
Yeah, cheers, guys. I at least appreciate that at least someone doesn't hate me for starting at the back, but yeah, we'll see how we go next year. Hopefully, if the season picks up a couple good drivers and yeah, gets a little bit more advanced, you might see me in there every round. Other than that, I might just come in for a couple fun Friday nights after doing some serious practice and trying to win the league. So yeah, appreciate it, guys, for all the idea of this league being created. So Yeah.
Well, mate. Yeah, I was going to say, who would you like to thank with all your sponsors, mate?
Just a big thanks to Drop Bear Motorsport and Dan jumping in to spot me tonight after getting a blood donation for his uncle, I believe, who is in the hospital, unfortunately. So big shout out to him for being able to actually jump in and help us out, both me and Seb, just kind of trying to drive up the field and see where we can do. And a big shout out to Seb as well. Was at the Adelaide 500 all day. Managed to come over like 7:30, and then didn't have any time to qualify or do anything. So, congrats to him for getting so far up the field before unfortunate things happened. As well as that, big shout out to you guys creating the broadcast week in, week out, and SRW as a whole for creating all these new and different leagues that pretty much anyone with any interest of cars can come and join.
Well, that's it, mate. Thanks for coming and joining, and we'll see you next season, mate. Well done.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
Yeah, well, so we're not here all night. We've pulled in our final 2 pro drivers together. So, second place overall in the series for SRW, Kyle Ridley, and first place overall in the series, Mr. Adam Hughes.
Welcome, boys.
Yeah. Evening.
All right.
We'll go Ridley first, mate. How's been the season overall, mate? Because you've done amazingly, mate. You've just been an outstanding person to watch, mate.
It's been great. I came into the season just wanting to learn GT3, and on the back half of the season, finding my pace and rhythm, trying my very best to fight the top boys, and stealing a P2 in the points. I'm pretty happy with it all.
I was going to say, mate, your experience in the car, obviously being a little bit limited, but did you just enjoy it coming straight into it, then knowing that you're in P2 for a championship? You must have been over the moon about that. But how was the racing tonight, man?
The racing tonight was interesting to see. I was trying my best to keep up with Edwards at the start. Made a mistake, broke my steering. Had to get it fixed. So I knew it would be a 2-stop race, so I figured I'll pit on lap 5, then I'm safe on more fuel tank. I was hoping the boys that I would catch up with would be nice. First boy I caught up to, I was flying in the sky. Not too sure how that happened, but I was deemed responsible, so took that drive through. Another incident, another pit stop, and then somehow managed to make a P5 in class or P6 overall tonight.
Yeah.
The 2 boys I was battling with had shockers, so I was the least of the shocker.
I was going to say, I don't know how your car rolled. It was amazing to watch. Go and watch the stream back, man. Your car rolled about 5 times with Bruce Tannick there. It was pretty amazing, mate.
Yeah, I remember seeing green, a little bit of yellow, a little bit of blue, a little bit of the tarmac. Oh, wow, my engine up. And then I was on my wheels and I could see the chase. So I can go to the pit lane. I've got to go.
It doesn't make sense to me because you've rolled 5 times, hit the wall, still rolling. Bruce Tannick didn't roll his car, hit the wall, and car's blown out to smithereens.
I think I got lucky. I hit the tires and he hit the concrete, which iRacing favors a lot.
Yeah, definitely, man.
I also think the fact that you were hitting it sideways too and sort of upside down probably gave you a couple of favors.
I mean, my steering was not right, but it had drive, so I knew I had to get to the lane.
Yeah, definitely. Well, certainly an interesting race, and as you say, a bit up and down. Throughout the season, mate, you've been a pretty consistent performer. Spa was your weakest round, which you had dropped. Which was your drop round, obviously. How have you found the season as a whole? How have you found sort of, the racing, the consistency, and what are you taking through to next year?
Well, I've really enjoyed the SRW GT3 this season. I've really enjoyed it. The racing, there's a few boys, a little bit of chip on their shoulders, but majority of them are really good, and it was really good to sink my teeth in and try and catch the 1%ers at the top and try and become one of them.
Well, mate, I think you're one of them because you finished P2 in the championship. I think I would count you as one of those, mate.
Yeah, 1.5%. I'm getting there.
Well, mate, who would you like to thank with all your sponsors, man? Finishing P6 in this race and P2 in the championship, mate. Who would you like to thank with your sponsors, mum, dad, whoever, mate, family, wife, girlfriend, whoever, mate? Go for it.
Well, of course, I want to thank my team, Juiced Energy, all the boys, especially Ray, who's helped with the setup. He made a few tweaks today that really made it come alive. I also want to thank All Sports Gaming, Toyo Sim, the Pet Door Company, and FR Creative. I would also like to thank you boys for commentating, SRW for hosting, and making it a nice series. Also, I want to thank my mum.
Oh, nice, man. Well,
Can't forget that one.
yeah, mate, don't forget those ones. Oof, I get my butt kicked if I don't tell the whole stream about my mum. So when I race, so mate, well done. And well done for the whole championship, mate.
Thank you.
Right, now to the 1%, as Kyle Ridley says, 1.5.
Don't call him that.
His head's gonna swell. Mate, P1 in the championship. How does that feel?
Yeah, mate. Pretty rocking good, mate. After considering like last night and how the Porsche Cup series went for me, just with unlucky sort of runs. So yeah, it's a nice repayment, I guess, to take this out. I guess I wasn't really, and to be honest, I wasn't really expecting to even get like top 3, just because I don't race these cars that often, let alone rarely. So yeah, it's nice for a change. It's good.
Yeah, I was about to mention that about your Porsches because you got P2 last night, which is a bloody good result. But you know, obviously for the 1%, Adam Hughes doesn't agree with me. But mate, you got P2 in that, now P1 in the championship, and P5 for tonight, or P4 in the pro. What was on your? Obviously you came in here pretty cold. What was kind of the goals, the first goals you came into this championship?
It was just more. I wasn't really aiming for a podium or a win. It was more just trying to stay ahead of ShiBBy for Michael Whiting from Pixie Motorsports, and I think it was Sebastian Vlock from Drop Bear. They were mainly the two competitors sort of battling first for. So I knew if I could stay within, say, 2 to 3 positions of them both, or finish ahead, then I could basically wrap the championship up. But I could still wrap it up. So yeah, just come into the race with that main goal in mind. And like, I was having hardware issues before the start of the race. I just couldn't get the base of the wheel and the wheel itself to connect to each other because I was having gremlins. So I got that fixed, I think, in the last 15 minutes of qualifying. So went in a bit green, so to speak.
Well, mate, John Lee can fix you up for that one. Our round sponsor, Racecraft Simulations, he could probably fix you up for that one. And, you know, I'm sure Brendo's got all the points there and everything. Go ahead with it, Brendo.
Yeah, well, in the end, 49 points clear of Kyle there in second place. You know, as we look throughout the rounds, obviously you had the drop round in the first round there at Watkins, missing the first week. A couple of wins at Spa and Road America, and then yeah, just good results throughout. So what was the season like from your perspective, mate?
Yeah, good overall. I think the worst position I finished was 10th, and all the others were within the top 5. So overall, I think it's a fair dinkum crack, and I think it's just a good consistent season. That's what won it for me. It's just being consistent. You know, just qualifying at the front, not starting in the back or the mid pack, and you know, not trying to go, you know, balls to the wall and guns blazing and getting caught up in, you know, amateur, you know, as in the amateur class drivers, or the other pro drivers, you know. So that I've saw that with Lockie Capel and Daniel Yeaman. They just opted for their own reasons to start from the back, which is all good and well. And yeah, I noticed that's brought them unstuck a few times. So yeah, I think starting like top 5, top 10 is usually a safe-ish bet. Not all the time, but most times it is.
Yeah, definitely, mate. And obviously, just before we get on to your sponsors, new livery tonight. Who's your painter, mate? He's got some skills.
Oh yeah, mate. Yeah, the painter goes right, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Not name him. You do you want to name him? Do you want to name him? I think you can. You know him pretty well, don't you?
Oh, I'm fairly familiar with his work. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, well, I mean, you certainly did better than the other car I had out on the grid tonight. Because every time we tried to show off ShiBBy's livery, he put it in the fence. So, well done for keeping it off the wall tonight, mate. And we've managed to get the Eco Homes Porsche home fairly clean. And yeah, let's see what comes of that for next year. And obviously, some exciting moves for the entire team. I'll let you have a run through all the sponsors, mate.
Yeah, no worries. Obviously, massive shout out to Connor and to Nathan for doing the cameras again tonight. Yourself, Brendan, and where is Connor? There he is. I couldn't find your name then. Yeah, Connor obviously doing the comms as well as cameras. And obviously yourself, Brendan. Huge shout out, SRW boys, Sinkovich brothers mainly for running the series again. Introducing GT3. It's been excellent. Obviously CXR, all the boys there, Stefan. Massive shout out to Jake, my teammate. We worked really well tonight in the race. We just sadly got bad luck with the last safety car, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. So massive shout out to Jakey. Massive shout out to Jared Philsell for the help, as well as Brad Newman, Jake Pickett, also to Jared Farrellwell for his help as well. Obviously Whitey's Pies and Jennifer Russell Real Estate, Palmerston Bakery, Poolmaster, Shunts, and obviously your new livery as well, Brendan. So thank you for whipping that up for me as well, mate. Muchly appreciated.
Not a problem, mate. It's been one hell of a season, and congratulations on taking out the top spot, mate.
Yeah, cheers, boys. Appreciate it.
Well done, mate. And P1 of the championship, Adam Hughes. What a season he's had, and P4 for tonight, mate. He's just Mr. Consistent, Mr. Fast, and knows how to drive the thing.
Yeah, definitely. He's always very exciting to watch when he does take to the track, that's for sure. And I mean, that really just goes to show, you know, with the championship result. So that does conclude the broadcast. The green room is finally empty. The finishing positions for round 9 of the SRW DSL Welding Services GT3 Mini Enduro Series on screen there for your viewing pleasure. Delaney, Capel, and Leiden, your top 3. Yeah, and that concludes 9 weeks of racing. It's been a really interesting 9 weeks. We've had some great battles, been around the world and back, and obviously we've got the endurances coming up in a couple of weekends' time, and then a little bit of a break for Christmas, and back into it again next year.
Well, and keep an eye on our socials as well for 2023, guys. Keep an eye on for it. Big things happening at SRW, and from all the boys, all our sponsors, thank you for watching, and thanks to all our sponsors as well. So we're gonna wrap this thing up. Friday night, ladies and gentlemen, we got Sunday to go, and that will be 2022 wrapped up in the bag, and move on to 2023 and our endurance coming up very shortly. So thank you for everyone for watching. We'll see you next time. It's been ShiBBy, Brendo, myself, just having a blast for the last 9 rounds. It's been awesome. So thanks for everyone for watching for 9 rounds, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Yeah, keep safe, everybody. We'll see you at the Enduros.